Powered by Battery One Source, Home Instead Senior Care, Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, the Citizens Bank, Collinsville Mr. Discount Drugs, Will Sweat, Alpha Insurance, Elite Flooring, Family Flea Market, Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union, Douglas Orthodontics, and Regions Bank.
Defensively in that game, and we talking about last week, but we have to talk about that mindset a little bit. I've always heard of how you like to challenge your defense. In fact, I walked in a few years ago, and that wall upstairs, you had all these different goals for the West Lauderdale defense. Are takeaways a part of that challenge? And if so, do you put a number on the amount of takeaways? I mean, currently we're sitting at 10 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries within 9 games. I'd say that's pretty good, but I don't know what your goal is for this team.
A long time ago, when I first started, the first defense coordinator I worked under was Marcus Wood, who's the head coach at Holmes Community College now. And he used to have every week on our play sheet was 2 turnovers and a touchdown. And his philosophy on that was if you get 2 turnovers and a touchdown, you're going to win the ball game. I got greedy over time and pushed to 3 and a touchdown, and that pretty much guarantees it. 3 turnovers and a touchdown, you're going to pretty much win the ball game. We really have not discussed much of anything other than just playing the best West Lauderdale football we could play this year. I think we did that Friday night. That was the first time that I felt like we really came out. Not saying we haven't played well or haven't done things well, but that was the first whole ball game that I felt like we had Friday night defensively. Very proud of the guys. I think the biggest part of it was it wasn't about how many tackles I made or how many sacks I make or how many interceptions I got or how many fumbles I got. It was about go out there and do my job and enjoyed doing my job. I think the kids saw Friday night how they were able to feed off of each other, and that made us successful, and that's what it's going to take to make a playoff run.
Once again, your All-Star Team Sports Coaches Show with head football coach of the West Lauderdale Knights, Coach Brock Clay. Coach, you're sitting at the top of the Region 4, 4A with a 3-0 division record. There's one thing. You're not alone. Newton County Cougars also 3-0 in region play. Last game of the regular season, 2 teams that have become a huge rival, maybe you could even say bitter rivals over the last few years, taking on each other for the region championship. Couldn't get much bigger, right?
Well, I was actually looking into some of that earlier today, and you look back at Newton County, West Lauderdale, and the history between them, and Newton County's won more ball games in that particular stretch. But you got to go back to I think it's 09. No, 2000, early 2000s, where those games were played between West Lauderdale and Newton County as division rivals. Most of those championship games were played just like tonight, as that game determined who was going to win the district. I said all that to explain that, very well coached team, very disciplined team, not the most athletic team. All those things are things that you say about us. They don't make a whole lot of mistakes. So it's a situation of two very mirrored programs coming down to who's going to get the title.
Coach, for those that may be new to the area, and I've got my own feelings as well. I grew up in this area, so I know a little bit about the Newton County area. But for those that may be new to the area, what has caused these two teams? And it's not only in football; it's in baseball, basketball, softball, whatever the sport may be. But what has caused these two teams to become an intense rival, like we've seen over the last few years?
I think it's all sports, as you just said. I think it's the fact that we're all 15, 20 minutes apart over here. Got bus routes that almost meet head-to-head with their buses, over here on the other side of the county. I think you've got similar-minded people because we do live so close to each other, and similar values.
Offensively, this team that's going to be facing you tonight, is led by a quarterback that is nearly 1,500 yards in the air. Looks like he spreads the ball around quite well as well. What have you been able to see from the offensive side of the football?
Again, I think it goes back to my previous question, our statement, that they just don't make a lot of mistakes. And, as we talk about, I've said before on this show, if we don't get behind the chains, we got a good shot. And that, I think that's the biggest plus with them is, they don't do things to hurt themselves. And, he's a very talented quarterback. He got extremely talented athletes, several right there with them. I'm not going to say that they're better than some of the guys we've played, but their production is better than some of the guys that we've played. So the bigger thing on that that in the last few weeks, these guys know how to win. You look back since Coach Bass has been there. We talked about it a couple weeks ago as a staff. That those guys have been to the playoffs every year. We go to the playoffs, and they go just about as far. The difference is they've been in the South instead of the North, and now we're back in the same district.
Well, the Knights are gunning for their 9th district championship in football tonight. It'll be actually your third as head coach, but tell us the keys to accomplish this tonight.
Field position, turnovers. We've already basically hit on both of them. I'm firmly convinced the team that makes the least mistakes tonight is going to come out on top and win this football game. And that's the two biggest factors where you can make mistakes is field position and turnovers. I think hopefully we will see a really good defensive battle tonight from both teams because both teams are extremely mirrored as far as what we do on both sides of the ball.
Well, I'm sure you got to thank somebody for a pregame meal as well, right?
I do, and I need to thank Miss Shawanda Avery for last week. Her and the McDonald's Corporation gave us our pregame meal before we went to Choctaw last week. And this week we've got RDT Metal, and we certainly do appreciate all these sponsors that have sponsored our meals this year and the ease that it makes on us as well.
And before I let you go, Coach, I know we normally talk about this toward the end of the season. You've got something going on to help this club here, and I know it's been a good fundraiser for you over the last few years, and you're doing it again. What we got going on?
All right, we've got the 8th annual West Lauderdale Knights 31 vouchers in 31 days that we do with the Rock House Trading Post. I believe the back porch is also involved in there on this. So, basically what it amounts to, you can see any football player. You can go by the back porch. You can go by the Rock House. I think Commercial Bank still has them as well. Or you can see any of us coaches or players. Tickets are $25 a piece. We'll pull a ticket every single day in the month of December. Prizes are all, different. They vary different vouchers each day, but I think it's $400 to $500 on each one of them. So, and you can spend that money your choice, your way, basically. The books are $250 for a book, so it's 10 tickets in there. But for every $100 you spend, you get 2 free tickets.
Wow.
So if you get 4 tickets, you get a 5th one free.
And to top it off, you're helping this great ball club.
Absolutely, and this money's helped us be able to pay this building off, and it's ours, and we're proud of that. And as folks that have come around, there are some things we still need to upkeep and improve as far as our floor needs some work, and we definitely need a place for our junior high to be as well. So any support we can get and as much support we can get, we'd appreciate.
All right, once again, good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you, Lee.
Locally owned and operated for over 45 years, Battery One Source is your source for auto, motorcycle, marine, and lawn and garden batteries. But don't buy before you let them check your old battery. Absolutely free. If your golf cart needs to be repaired or maybe you want to add some accessories, Battery One Source does that too. And with over 20 years experience in cell phone repairs, they are your cell phone and iPad repair headquarters. Battery One Source, located at 2618 North Frontage Road, or call 601-693-1500.
Imagine an elderly woman steadily carrying a pot of boiling water in her kitchen. Nervous shaking with the weight of the pot, the water edges dangerously close to spilling over. Who do you see? A loved one? If so, it's time to make the call. From personal care to memory care to transportation, Home Instead Care professionals help older adults live safe and happy lives at home. Visit homeinstead.com, call 809, or call the local number 601-286-3242. Ben and Sharisa Shirley, owners.
All-Star Team Sports is here to get you in the game, no matter what you're looking for. From football helmets, shoulder pads, mouth guards, receiver gloves, T-shirts, local team jerseys, hoodies, caps, and even stadium seats with your favorite local team's logo on it. You'll always call the right play when you team up with All-Star Team Sports.
1100 24th Avenue, or check them out on Facebook.
Show your West Lauderdale spirit while benefiting the school with a School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. Go Knights! Use your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card as a credit transaction, and for every signature purchase, the Citizens Bank will donate 5 cents to the school. Boost your school spirit with every purchase by using your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. See Mike Shelby and the staff in Collinsville at the Citizens Bank, or call 601-626-7608. Member FDIC.
Do you need a low-rate loan? You can trust Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union. We have competitive rates on tailored loan options for cars, home renovations, and debt consolidations. Stop by Meridian Mutual for your loan today.
Introducing Douglas Orthodontics, where smiles are transformed into works of art. Discover the difference of personalized care and the latest in orthodontic technology for both children and adults. Our expert team is dedicated to crafting the perfect smile, from traditional braces to cutting-edge Invisalign. We have the right solution for every smile. Unlock your true potential and embrace the confidence you deserve. Call 601-483-4522 to schedule your consultation today. Douglas Orthodontics, where your dream smile becomes a reality.
This holiday season, don't let the clock tick away. Visit Elite Flooring today. Treat yourself and your home to the gift of elegant flooring. At Elite Flooring, we know the key to a stress-free holiday is planning ahead. Picture yourself celebrating with family and friends on your brand new floors. Our expert team will have your floors ready, transforming your home in no time. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Elite Flooring today and make your holidays truly special. Elite Flooring. Elevate your holidays.
With just minutes away from kickoff, here's Lee and Clint with a preview of tonight's matchup on our official pregame show, powered by Battery One Source, Home Instead Senior Care, and Q101.
And once again, welcome to the Kingdom, as it is the final regular season home game of the West Lauderdale Knights, as well as Newton County Cougars coming in here tonight with a 4-4 record. West Lauderdale 8-1 on the season. And when you talk about district play and how important district play, this game tonight against the Newton County Cougars, that's a team that pretty much epitomizes what I just said as far as your preseason. I guess there's not a preseason, but the pregame, the games that are prior to the district games, yes, those don't matter. And when you look at what has happened since district play has started, Newton County has shown out, Clint. They started out the season with a loss to Winona. They defeated Raleigh 34-22. They lost to Poplarville 16-0. Lost to Union 49-45. Lost to Kosciuszko 47-7. I mean, if you were to go into district play with that type of record, 1-4, you might have had a dismal, thinking of, okay, here's a season that we just need to rebuild on or something. But no, Newton County said these games matter, and they came out against Northeast Lauderdale, defeated the Trojans 35-0, defeated Choctaw Central 26-19. They were open during the week of the 13th. Leake Central, they just put a pounding on Leake Central, 56-27, and they are in the lead, or tied for the lead, of Region 4-4A with the West Lauderdale Knights. This game determines the number 1 seed out of Region 4-4A.
Well, what you just described, Lee, is a testimony to the players and the coaches, because you've got, as a coaching staff, you've got a team that is probably feeling defeated coming into district play because they are looking at a losing record, a 1-4 record, and you've got to be wondering as a player on that team of just how good are you actually. And so the coaching staff they are able to convince their players of a very important truth in high school football, in that it doesn't really matter until you get into district play. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm reminded of when I was playing in high school. 20 years ago, our junior year, we went to the playoffs with a 4-6 record. We had a losing record and made the playoffs because we happened to win the right games. And so, you've got a team right now with a 4-4 record that they're playing for a district championship.
And this team against Newton County, whether it's football, whether it's baseball, basketball, softball, whatever it may be, there's just something about the West Lauderdale Knights and Newton County. The games between these are heated games. So we look forward to good sportsmanlike conducts tonight with the West Lauderdale Knights and Newton County Cougars. But I'm pretty sure at some point the tempers may flare in tonight's ball game. Going back over the last few years, the Knights have over the last 6 years actually has basically dominated this team against Newton County. Last year defeated the Cougars 42-10, 32-16 back in 21, 53-13 back in 18, back in 2017 44-0, 2016 41-21. The closest battle was back in 2015, 20-12. And then the Cougars had a 5-game winning streak prior to that. So definitely the Knights have had the advantage over the last few years. I'm sure Newton County would love nothing more to put an end to that winning streak. We're going to take a step aside, come right back with more of your pregame show. Once again, being brought to you by Battery One Source as well as Home Instead Senior Care. Also, your FCA Pep Talk is on the way next here on Q101.
At Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville now through October 31st, shop for these specials and more. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. 15-ounce ballpark franks, 2 for $9. 3-pound bag of red potatoes, $2.79. 56-ounce Mayfield ice cream, $3.49. 8-ounce Daisy sour cream, 2 for $3. And assorted Betty Crocker cake mixes, 2 for $3. Remember steak night from 3 to 7 on Thursdays at Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville.
Piggly Wiggly.
Locally owned and operated for over 45 years, Battery One Source is your source for auto, motorcycle, marine, and lawn and garden batteries. But don't buy before you let them check your old battery. Absolutely free. If your golf cart needs to be repaired or maybe you want to add some accessories, Battery One Source does that too. And with over 20 years experience in cell phone repairs, they are your cell phone and iPad repair headquarters. Battery One Source, located at 2618 North Frontage Road, or call 601-693-1500.
Imagine an elderly woman steadily carrying a pot of boiling water in her kitchen. Nervous shaking with the weight of the pot, the water edges dangerously close to spilling over. Who do you see? A loved one? If so, it's time to make the call. From personal care to memory care to transportation, Home Instead Care professionals help older adults live safe and happy lives at home. Visit homeinstead.com, call 809, or call the local number 601-286-3242. Ben and Teresa Shirley, owners.
You want the best of the best on your team, which is why you should interview a Regions business banker. And don't throw us any softball questions. Ask, what feedback do you get about your responsiveness and personal service? What makes you different from other bankers? We'll also be happy to tell you about our award-winning customer service, but the proof is in getting to know us. Give a Regions banker the opportunity to really wow you. Call 1-800-833-9776 or visit regions.com/interview to get started. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save. In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today, located at 4542 Poplar Springs Drive. Call 601-483-7743 for a quote on auto, homeowners, condo, renters, personal articles, business, life, and health insurance. State Farm agent Chris McDonald is a proud supporter of the West Lauderdale Knight football team.
Go Knights!
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Why do it alone?
Well, doesn't everybody?
No, not everybody.
Let Family Flea Market on B Street stretch your money. With over 52,000 square feet of merchandise, you will find a huge selection of used furniture, lamps, and home decor items, plus so much more. New inventory is coming in every week. If you are looking for a new mattress set, king or queen, Family Flea Market has them in stock. Also, be sure to shop for your favorite floor coverings. Family Flea Market, where your family matters.
Now with your FCA Pep Talk, sponsored by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville on Q101.
Hello, my name is Cameron Church. I'm a senior at West Lauderdale and a cheerleader. I feel like a lot of people struggle with being able to spread their word because they are scared to get judged. In the Bible it says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes for you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." Deuteronomy 31:6. I encourage everyone to share the word and remember God is always with you.
Tune in next week for another FCA Pep Talk on Q101. WJDQ Meridian and Collinsville. Your hit music connection and home for West Lauderdale Knights football is Q101, a service of Digio Strategies.
Welcome back to the Kingdom as the Knights and the Cougars are just moments away from putting total leather. Of course, your West Lauderdale Knights at home tonight to wrap up the regular season. Looks like we just had the coin toss information. We'll bring you the captains in just a few moments. But the Newton County Cougars did win the coin toss and have deferred for the second half, where they will be kicking off to the Knights, as the Knights will take off on offense, moving left to right in just a matter of moments. And we'll bring you those captains in just a few short minutes, Clint, as Clint is getting those. But there's a couple of the reason why I'm pausing here for a second, there's a couple of new faces on the team that were not on the roster, the initial roster that was sent out at the beginning of the season. So, Clint, I'm going to tell you those numbers real quick, and that's number 44 and number 66. Chadon Boyd was one of your captains, as well as number 66, Hayes Abdella, was a captain as well. And the other two were?
Number 72, Mason McCary, and also number 27, which we all know is Hunter Moore. And let's not neglect the rest of the captains. While those were the four who actually went out for the coin toss, they were shadowed very closely by the rest of the senior class because, as we've already talked about, and as you're going to be able to hear, and if you're watching online on the stream, be able to see during our halftime show, tonight is senior night here at the Kingdom at West Lauderdale, as we are honoring these guys who have been here for a number of years, who have been putting in the blood, sweat, and tears on the practice field, on the game field, and they're being honored tonight during their senior night.
Well, offensively for the Knights, they'll start out once again. Carson Richardson, left tackle, number 56. Number 51, Bryson Alford, left guard. Number 54, Kendall Gaddy is in the center of that offensive line. Number 58, Sam Clark, right guard, and number 68, right tackle, Aiden Greenlee. Number 62, Ray Spence is your tight end. Number 27, Hunter Moore is your H-back. Number 5, Chase Gathings, one of your wide receivers. Number 3, Antonio Ratcliffe is your opposite receiver. Number 4, Caleb Collins, your setback. And number 7, Caden Peoples. Caleb Collins needs 52 yards to get 1,300 yards on the season. How about we go ahead and get that out of the way pretty quick, huh?
I was going to say, man, let's shoot for 152. Let's see if we can't knock out 1,400.
Right. Caleb Collins had an outstanding game, averaging just north of 170 yards over the last 5 ball games. So he has done a tremendous job over those ball games. Done a tremendous job over the last few couple of years, but he just was just south of 1,000 last year, and has done a great job this 2023 season. Here we go as we start up the game with a kickoff from Newton County, going to come down to the 15-yard line, picked up at the 14, up to the 20, 21 before he's been brought down, and that was I believe that was Caleb Collins on the kickoff return. As we wrap up the pregame show, being brought to you by Battery One Source as well as Home Instead Senior Care.
We and as you may have noticed, we did not have the the starters for Newton County given to us, so we'll kind of give them to you as we go. I did notice that number 30, Tal Clinton, junior kicker, handling the kickoff duties tonight for Newton County. As we've already talked about, they won the opening coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so West Lauderdale coming out on offense first, ready to start the game here on their own 22-yard line.
Already showing a little mix-up. Cooper Luke getting a start tonight for receiver position. He'll get the first reception of the ball game. Gets all the way up to the 29-yard line. Once again, line of scrimmage was the 22, so a 7-yard pickup will bring up second down and 3 to go for the West Lauderdale Knights, moving left to right.
Yeah, great pitch and catch there. Just a timing route. I mean, KP knowing immediately where he's going to go with that ball before he even gets a snap, throwing out to Cooper Luke, able to come out for a quick 7-yard gain for a second and 3.
Once again, like you just said, second down, 3 to go, long 3 for that matters.
I guess probably that second down and 4.
Yeah. Caleb Collins with the carry, comes to this near side, shoots forward. He's going to be close to first down. All right, we got the side judge over there saying he does get the first down. So good job, Caleb Collins, for gain of 4 yards. 5 yards?
5 yards on the second down and 4, picking up 5. So good opening to this drive. First play, 6-yard carry, 6-yard catch, second play, 5-yard carry. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 33-yard line.
2 receivers to this near side. Swings the pass out to number 3, Tonio Ratcliffe. He's up to the 35, cuts back to the outside, gets up to the 40. Going to be a gain of 7 yards. Bring up another second down, 3 to go.
Again, just a quick pitch and catch, knowing immediately where you're going to go with that beforehand, able to recognize the coverage plan off the line of scrimmage, so knowing that he's going to have a pretty good cushion as soon as he catches the ball, able to pick up a solid 7 here to bring up second down and 3.
Pistol formation. KP turns it around, puts it in the belly of Caleb Collins. Caleb's to the 50 midfield, out of bounds around the 45-yard line of the Cougars.
Great job by Collins there to run through a couple of arm tackles, not going down easily, and we've seen that all year. You know, yes, he is quick, he's able to break it off, but probably more impressive than that is you've got to square up with that guy. You are not going to bring him down easily. You are not going to bring him down with an arm tackle, and we saw that, him running through 2 tacklers.
First down and 10, give it back to him to the 45, 40, to the 35, 30, and he trips over his own self. I guess he might have gotten tackled or tripped up there by number 8 from Newton County, but he looked like he was about to take that one to the house before tripped up to there around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I'm going to give Collier Magnum a little credit there. Number 8, he did get that shoestring tackle.
So 2 straight 15-yard runs by Caleb Collins, and he, like we just said, he needed 52 yards to get 1,300 tonight. He's on his way to that. He is directly behind KP. Give it back to him. He's up to the 30, and that's not much going on for. He might have. Nope. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Second down, 10 to go.
Absolutely, and it's a strong run, but the defenders were there waiting on him, and we're talking about him running through 1 arm tackle. You can't run through 3 or 4 guys who square up on you. So, second down and 10 for the Knights on the Newton County 30-yard line.
Wide left is Antonio Ratcliffe, and the slot to the left is Chase Gathings. Of course, Caleb Collins to the left-hand side of KP. Second down, 10 to go. As Coach Knox wants Gathings to reset a little further out. KP hands it off to Caleb. Caleb's still on his feet. He gets into the inside the 25-yard line. No, they're going to say he was down at the 25, so a gain of 5. Third down and 5 to come.
Yeah, good strong run there by Caleb Collins, able to bring it down to force a third and medium. Third down and 5, as you just said, Lee. And what this does, knowing that you probably got 2 plays to go, opens it up for everything.
Nothing there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, 5 to go for the Knights. And here's just actually a little bit lost there.
That's going to be a 4th and 6. Mm-hmm.
So you can trust your kicker. He's hit a couple of 42-plus yards this season. Is that what they're going to do?
They are sending the kicker out.
Initially, that's what the lineup is going to be as a field goal. And this will be a 43-yard attempt. So 1 more yard on his max this season. There's the kick. He's got plenty of leg, but does it get in there? It is going to be wide right.
Yeah, I mean, he could have nailed that for another 10 yards. That had a lot of leg, but forced it just a little bit wide right. And he was lined up on that right hash mark, so probably just kicked it straight. But unfortunately, straight from there meant he missed it. But that is going to force a turnover after the missed field goal. So Newton County's going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Newton County Cougars, once again, we were given a host of players, but not necessarily a starting roster for the Newton County Cougars. We'll try to get you those in just a short minute. But Kamari Brown, I've heard a lot about him. Tillum McNichols, we've seen him play quite often as well. But number 3, Byron Pruitt is out there as well taking snaps. That is number 9, and he's being flushed from the pocket toward the right-hand side, and it'll be overthrown. And that is C.J. Towner, your quarterback. C.J. Towner, junior quarterback for the Newton County Cougars.
All right, so for those of you listening in, you may be wondering, Lee, Clint, why did Newton County take over their own 20-yard line whenever the knee was down on the 33 to kick that field goal? Because if you may not be familiar with the rule, a missed field goal acts as a punt at the high school level. So with him missing that field goal out the back of the end zone, it is essentially a touchback. So Newton County takes over on their own 20-yard line for that reason.
Host of knowledge there, Clint. 5 receivers set. Empty backfield, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Swings out to number 10, makes the connection there at the 20. Not much there. He'll get maybe a yard, a half a yard. So it's going to bring up 3rd down, 9 to go for the Newton County Cougars.
All right, Lee, you talked about this in pregame. These guys, while it's not a cross-county rivalry, it is closer than some of the schools we play across the county. These guys know each other. They're going to come up a little chippy, feisty. They want to win everything on the line, district title. And I'm already seeing a little, not pushing and shoving, but coming up and maybe getting a little bit extra on it. These guys are playing hard, and they both sides, they want to win. And, man, this is going to be a fun game. I'm excited.
Tillman and Johnson lined up wide left. Couldn't get the number to that one on the right, but he is looking in that direction. CJ is going to be tackled there at the line of scrimmage by a host of West Lauderdale Knights, so it'll be a loss on the play.
Did I just see, feet in the – who went flipping through?
It looked like a dive off the diving board, one of those black jerseys. Speaking of the black jerseys, the Knights wearing all black tonight, black helmets with the silver logo on the side, gray numerals on the back and the front, and, of course, that white and black stripe down the right-hand and left-hand side. While the Cougars, you want to image of them, Florida Gators. Orange helmets.
How great was that defensive stop?
Oh, absolutely.
3 and out, allowing no yardage. Cooper Luke standing on his own 47-yard line, ready to take the punt.
Punter from the Cougars standing at his 5.
Nice punt.
Yeah, end-over-end punt. And I believe Cooper touched it, but they're going to say he didn't. I thought he touched it, but I think some of the fans even thought he touched it from Newton County, but the ref's closer than we are.
Well, typically you can look at the reaction of the player.
Yeah.
If the punt return man, in this case Cooper Luke, if he accidentally touches it, he knows it. Normally he's diving at the ball, and it's like you said earlier, I umpire high school baseball in the spring. I can typically tell by a player's reaction whether or not to call, how it should go. And same thing here. Cooper made no attempt to dive on the ball. He knew he didn't touch it. And because of that, the Knights are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 29-yard line to start the second offensive drive of the night for them.
Knights had a good drive going for them previously, but couldn't get it into the end zone or through the uprights. Second drive of the game, Knights will hand it off to Travion Mosley. Mosley will get a 2-yard pickup and bring up 2nd down and 8. Once again, drive for Knights got all the way down, and the Knights elected to try for a 43-yard field goal, sailed wide right. Cougars went 3 and out. And here's the Knights' second drive of the ballgame. 2 receivers left for KP and the Knights. Pistol formation. And now Mosley will set up shop to the left-hand side of KP. KP swings it out to Gathings. Gathings met immediately after about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, not real sure he didn't cut the wrong way after that one. He had a blocker out, but it looked like Gathings may have cut into the block. And because of that, minimal gain, but still a 3rd down and reachable. 3rd down and 7 here on your own 33-yard line. 32-yard line.
They'll move these 2 receivers to this near side. Gathings wide right. Radcliffe in the slot to the right. Mosley still in the game. To the right-hand side of KP. KP rolling out to his right, trying to find a receiver. And does he get it? He does make the connection, but I believe he's going to be out of bounds. He's going to say incomplete pass there around the 46-yard line. So in comes the punt team once again for the Knights. Well, I say that, but that has not happened yet. There we go.
There it is. Yeah, good pitch and catch. Just took him a little bit too wide. Able to bring it in, just unable to get a foot inside the boundary line, and therefore 4th and 7, punting team out.
So how about this defensive stand for the last couple of series here?
Yeah, it's been a defensive battle here early on in the first quarter.
Field position is going to play heavily into this ball game, I do believe. Luke is standing at his 19-yard line, waiting the snap. There it is. Nice punt, spiral punt, going to sail over the returner's head, go into the 20 in the red zone, inside. Well, actually, he's going to land on the 10-yard line. Nice punt from Cooper Luke.
Yeah, that is going to credit him with about a 57-yard punt, I believe.
Wow.
He was, I believe, the down marker was on the 32, 33. So yeah, that is north of a 50-yard punt. So
just now joining us, there is no score with 5:07 left here to play in the first quarter. 2 drives for the Knights, 1 drive for the Cougars, and nothing to show for it yet.
Yeah, first drive for the Knights was going pretty well. They stalled out with a missed field goal. Cougars first drive, 3 and out. Knights second drive, 3 and out. Cougars starting their second drive here.
Maybe some confusion for the Cougars.
Yeah, they only had 10 guys on the field, so they're bringing in another wide receiver.
They're setting up shop with 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Towner calls for the snap, brings it out, looks right, and finds his guy number 2, and will get close to the first down marker. I believe he's going to be a yard shy. I know they're going to say he's got the first down. Number 2 is Tillon McNichols.
Yeah, McNichols, senior receiver here for the Cougars, doing a good job getting beyond the marker, the line of game. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Once again, 1st down and 10. First down for the Newton County Cougars. Of course, this is their second drive of the ball game. 4:38 remains in the first quarter. No score. Cougars moving right to left on your radio. Handoff goes right up the middle. Pickup of maybe 2-3 yards. 3.
It's going to be a 4-yard pickup lead. That's
Okay.
going to bring up 2nd down and 6 on their own 24-yard line.
Once again, both teams trying to get the district championship of Region 4 4A. And actually, if you want to look over their history, both teams trying to get their 9th district championship since the history.
Yeah, this has been a very streaky series, Lee. I don't know if you went back and looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
The Knights have won the last 6. Cougars, I think, won the previous 5 or 6. So
here's quarterback C.J. will turn around, put it in the belly of his running back, and still on his feet after being stopped there at the line of scrimmage. He'll move forward about another 3 yards after being initially stopped. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and close, about 3rd down and 3 to go.
yeah, waiting to see exactly where they mark it. I believe they're going to mark it on the 27. You're right, Lee. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Here for the Cougars, trying to keep the chains moving. They already picked up 1 first down on the drive. Looking to get a 2nd after a great punt by Cooper Luke to flip the field position and force them to start on their own 10-yard line.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for Towner. Hard count, but the defense stays still.
Play clock down to 5, so we'll see. That's gonna be close.
I don't know if he got it off. He must have. Swings out past to number 10, and he will be stopped. I don't know if he got anything. May have been about a half a yard. It's going to bring up 4th down short for the Cougars. Decision time for Coach Bass on that opposite sideline. I don't know if you want to give the ball back to the Knights.
The punt team coming back. I mean, being this deep in your own end of the field, you know, again, playing field position defense for the Cougars stopped them on the first 2 drives. So trusting them here, going to try to flip the field just like the Knights were able to with their punt team. Cooper Luke ready to return the punt, standing on his own 39-yard line. Punter for the Knights, standing on his own 11.
Cooper Luke back deep for the Knights, 39-yard line. Here is the punt. Nice end-over-end punt. Cooper Luke will let it bounce. Takes a nice bounce to back to about the 44-yard line. 2:17 remains here in the first quarter. No score. Both teams have had the football twice.
Lee, this first quarter is
going fast.
Absolutely.
Well,
we had the exact opposite last week. Both teams coming out throwing the ball. It kind of drug on a little bit with a bunch of incomplete passes, but this time, I mean, man, we are blasting through this. But the Knights going to start their 3rd drive of the night on their own 44-yard line.
KP will have 2 receivers to his right. Caleb Collins with the handoff, though. Caleb gets stopped initially and before inching his way up to about the 47-yard line. I don't know if he made it up to the 47, though. Yeah,
Yes.
he did. So 3-yard gain. 2nd down, 7 to go. The cutting style that he has, I'd fall down.
He's able to plant that foot and turn on a dime. What is the phrase I heard one time? Able to cut on an envelope and not cancel the stamp.
Nice. Look at this setup here. Cooper Luke going in jet sweep motion, but Caleb Collins loses control of the football, comes back to him, bounces right back to him, but he'll lose about 3 yards on that. And got some bad luck here for the last couple of plays.
Yeah, I mean, bad luck, good luck. Gets hit in the backfield, knocks the ball loose. Good luck, it lands right in his lap, so able to retain possession. But that is going to bring up 3rd down and 11 after that loss of 4 on that play.
So Luke and Ratcliffe are going to be lined up left. KP in shotgun. KP looks over the field. He's got his receiver. That's Caleb Collins with the football, and Caleb will be stopped there at the line of scrimmage. KP had no time to throw the football as that defender was right in his face. He got lucky to just get it off to Caleb.
He did, and it was an unchecked blitz. Number 13 for the Cougars came on, like I said, just a blitz on that left side of the offensive line. 13 being Cooper Johnson. That's a junior defensive back. I believe it was a safety blitz, and again, the offensive line had their hands full with the defensive line, and therefore he was able to come in unbalanced. And KP had to get the ball out a little bit quicker than intended, and that resulted in a 1-yard gain.
Low snap. Cooper picks it up. Maybe returnable. No, he's going to call for a fair catch around the 21, 22-yard line. Best starting field position for the Newton County Cougars.
Yeah, the Knights so far have done a great job of keeping the Cougars pinned deep in their own end zone, or in their own side of the field to start the drives. But so far, both teams playing great defense.
18 seconds away from the end of the first quarter. No score. The Knights have had the football 3 times. Cougars now their 3rd time. 2 receivers left. And once again, a late participant on that football field. Going in motion is number 10 for the Cougars. And goes back, and he'll get the handoff. He has an open lane to run through, but that lane closes quickly. Maybe a 2-yard pickup. That was Bishop Tillman, senior running back for the Cougars.
And I believe they're going to give him credit for maybe a yard. They backed that marker back. And I believe that's going to be the last play. In fact, the clock hits 0. That's the end of the first quarter.
We're going to step aside for 1 minute, come right back with the second quarter. Once again, no score here at the Kingdom. It's West Lauderdale football on Q101.
At Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville now through October 31st, shop for these specials and more. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. 15-ounce ballpark franks, 2 for $9. 3-pound bag of red potatoes, $2.79. 56-ounce Mayfield ice cream, $3.49. 8-ounce Daisy sour cream, 2 for $3. And assorted Betty Crocker cake mixes, 2 for $3. Remember steak night from 3 to 7 on Thursdays at Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville.
Piggly Wiggly.
You want the best of the best on your team, which is why you should interview a Regions business banker. And don't throw us any softball questions. Ask, what feedback do you get about your responsiveness and personal service? What makes you different from other bankers? We'll also be happy to tell you about our award-winning customer service. But the proof is in getting to know us. Give a Regions banker the opportunity to really wow you. Call 1-800-833-9776 or visit regions.com/interview to get started. Regions Bank. Member FDIC.
Can't make the game? The Knights are live on Q101, the app, the Echo, and Q101radio.net.
Welcome back here to the Kingdom as the Cougars and the Knights all tied up 0-0. Cougars with 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Second down, 9 to go. Interception, West Lauderdale. How about that? Sean Cole, big defensive lineman, comes up big with an interception right in the middle of the field, puts the Knights great field position at the Cougar 14-yard line.
So when your offense is struggling and had a little success, but definitely having a hard time finding any way to put points on the board, the defense stepping up big. And
what kind of happened last week? Tim McDonald came up huge with an interception at the beginning of the game.
He came up huge like 3 or 4 times last week.
He dropped a couple, too. He was kind of made fun of him yesterday a little bit.
But with the offense having a hard time finding any way to put points on the board, the defense saying, we got your back. We're going to let you start this drive inside of the Newton County 15 on the 14-yard line. First and 10.
Quarterback keeper comes to this near side, and he gets hit hard around the 13-yard line.
Yeah, good call, Lee, on the 13. They're going to mark him down for a 1-yard carry. And, man, you hold your breath every time your quarterback gets lit up like that. We need to teach that dude to get low, avoid those big hits.
Second down, 9 to go for the Knights. Once again, coming from Sean Cole's big interception. Knights are inside the 15-yard line of the Cougars at the 13. Second down, 9 to go. Pistol formation as Collins directly behind KP. He'll get the tote, and nothing there, Clint. This defense is just swarming around the football.
Yeah, that's going to go down as a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up third down and 10 here for the Knights. And that initial drive, they were able to pick up about 40, 50 yards before getting stifled around their own 30-yard or the Cougar 30-yard line. But ever since then, nothing happening on the offensive side of the ball.
Be third down and 9. They didn't lose as we thought they might have, but third down and 9 to go. And you may have to spread things out a little bit so you can keep from having all those players in one spot there. Five right here in the box, 6, 7 in the box.
We've got no wide receivers, outside of the hash marks. Everything is kind of compacted.
All right, KP rolling out to his right. 2 receivers in the end zone. And a touchdown, West Lauderdale. Touchdown, West Lauderdale. I believe that was Antonio Radcliffe.
We're sitting there talking about how you need to spread it out, find a way to, put the ball in the air, and that's exactly what they do there on 3rd and 10. Radcliffe, just a quick little, went about 10 yards, 12 yards, and then just an out route from there, brings it in, and it just does cross that goal line, but that is going to be the first point scored of the night.
And I think the Knights are going to elect to go for 2 here.
Well, Cooper Luke is on the field.
But you have no Levi Grader as your holder.
Yeah, I mean,
still waiting. There we go.
They were looking for the tee, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 10 seconds left on the play clock.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get this.
You have time, and they're just going to have to hustle a little bit. They are going to take a timeout, and Coach Clay
I bet he's
not happy about having to call that timeout on the extra point.
We're going to stay here and wait for the extra point attempt here, but I'm wondering if anything – KP was your holder out there. KP's not normally your holder.
Yeah, not real sure exactly what was going on there. When you put your quarterback in as the holder, when he's not typically the holder, that what it does is it opens up the entire playbook for a fake field goal, for some type of trickery. But what it also does, whenever you put somebody into a position he's not typically accustomed to playing, something like this may happen.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, they were forced to burn a timeout on an extra point. Because that play clock had gotten down inside of 5, and Coach Clay was not confident they were going to get that kick off in time.
Well, he remains on the field as your holder. Once again, your holder is KP, the starting quarterback for the Knights. Your long snapper is number 27, Hunter Moore. Kicker, Cooper Luke. Once again, the Knights have just went on top 6-0 with a 13-yard touchdown pass from KP. It's his 8th of the season. Here's Cooper Luke, and it's blocked. Blocked, extra point, and they can return this, right? Yes, but it's they were tackled around the 25-yard line. So Knights remain 6-0, kind of the same thing that happened last week. 6-0 with 10:22 remaining here in the first half. We'll be back on Q101.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Meridian, call Alpha agent Will Sweat at 601-482-2385 or stop by our office at 2340 North Hill Street, Suite A.
Hey, we're your West Lauderdale Knight class of 2024, and you're listening to Q101.
Welcome back here to the Kingdom. The Knights have scored first, 6-0. Extra point was blocked, and the defense for the Cougars has really shown out tonight. Both sides really shown out, but the penetration from the Cougars defense into our offensive line has just been outstanding so far.
Yeah, anytime you're able to get that kind of penetration on your defense, that you're never going to be disappointed with that.
Kick is going to go into the end zone for a touchback, and Cougars will set up shop. 10:22 remains here in the first half. Knights lead 6-0, and that interception, that touchdown came from on behalf of Sean Cole, big defensive lineman with an interception. That's a dream. An interception, a fumble recovery, some type of score by any means, defensive lineman. You never get the football. You're never expected to get the football.
No, you play in the trenches on the O-line, D-line. I mean, normally when your name is called, it's not for a good thing, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So able to call him out for something positive on that.
CJ hands the ball off to, I believe that was number 1. And ball comes loose again. Another defensive lineman. Wow, how about that? Another defensive lineman, that one being Sean Cole's counterpart. Michael Carroll comes up huge as the ball just squirted free. Michael Carroll comes up big with a fumble recovery. Goes right in his hands and almost the same location as where they received the ball just a few moments ago. But now they're on the 11-yard line of the Cougars.
I believe that was number 1, Kamari Brown for the Cougars, who got absolutely blasted. Did not catch the number of the defensive player who hit him, but that ball went straight up in the air, recovered by the Knights, able to pick up solid yardage on the fumble recovery, and they will start 1st and 10 on the Cougar 11-yard line.
Quarterback keeper to the 10, to the 5, and the ball comes free from the KP and the Knights. Cougars will recover. Initially, it looks like the Cougars will recover around the 6-yard line. It's the same mirror image of what just happened a few moments ago from the Cougars. Once again, the ball went straight up in the air, and the Cougars recovered at their own 6-yard line. So just a roller coaster of events over the past few plays here, Clint.
Yeah, and that hole closed up quick. KP on the quarterback design run, picking up big yardage, and at worst it's going to be second down and about 3 inside the 5, but gets nailed. The ball comes out. Cougars jump on it, bring up a 1st and 10 on their own 6-yard line.
One receiver left, one receiver right, calls one of them in motion, and will go right up the middle. Handoff goes up the middle and gets hit hard. Man, we're not even 10 minutes into the second quarter. This is becoming a hard-hitting ball game.
Absolutely. You love to see it. If you are a fan of hard-hitting, defensive-minded football, then you would love what we're witnessing right here.
Running back did not get the number of the running back that just carried that, but he's probably going to be like, hold up, I don't want it right now.
Yeah, we've seen more than one time players get literally upended, feet up in the air. So
going in motion is Tillon McNichols. He'll get the handoff and that jet sweep to the far side, and he gets hit hard after a gain of about 2, maybe 3 yards. It's going to be got third down, about third down and 3, third down and 4 to go.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down around his own 17-yard line, I believe. Need to get out to the 21. So that's going to bring up third down and we'll say a short 4 for the Cougars here. The Cougars keeping the ball on the ground, just running it right at this Knight defense. And so far the Knights doing a good job stopping them.
Kamari Brown to the right of C.J. Towner, quarterback for the Cougars, rolls out to his right, being flushed in the pocket. He's got a receiver number 2 and makes the connection. He will have a first down at the 17, 18-yard line.
Yeah, again, just need to get out to the 16, and they're going to mark him down right at the 17, I believe. So just did get it because that was a curl route by the receiver, and he was actually progressing backwards, but able to get upfield and get just enough for a first down for the Cougars.
Knights lead 6-0 on a 13-yard touchdown pass from KP to Antonio Radcliffe. Cougars will have 2 receivers on the right. Ball comes free, and West Lauderdale Knights will take back over at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, number 10 for the Cougars. That's wide receiver Bishop Tillman. Senior receiver was sitting a jet sweep, trying to put the ball in his belly. I don't know if the quarterback tried to pull it back or not, but either way, not a clean handoff. Ball goes on the ground, and the Knights able to jump on it. So the last 3 possessions, Cougars ball, Knight ball, Cougars ball, those 3 possessions have ended in fumble recoveries deep on the Knight and Cougar end of the football field. So the Knights taking over 1st and 10 inside the red zone on the Cougar 15-yard line.
Eat that football.
Yeah.
That's what I've always been taught. You have a problem with fumbling, put that football up to your face mask. Caleb Collins inside the 10-yard line as he goes airborne to about the 9-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of 6, maybe even 7 yards.
Yeah, I believe they're going to mark him down, on the 9-yard line. Good call, Lee. That's going to bring up second down, maybe inside the 9. We'll say, second down and 4.
Once again, the Knights have been gifted a nice little present, but don't let it sit on the shelf. Let's do something with it. 7:45 remains here in the first half. I formation for the Knights, and a handoff, Caleb Collins. Collins shoots back inside to the 5 and inside to the 1.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down right at the 1-yard line. I think everybody on the sideline thinking he was about to punch it in. I saw several players on the sideline throwing their arms up. But good run by Caleb Collins to get that 1st and goal on the 1 yard line. Quarterback sneak, and I believe he gets in, waiting on the signal.
Still
Still pushing.
No,
they're going to mark
say
it.
He's down.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down on like the 6-inch line. I mean, that is right there.
So the Knights will have it second down and goal from just on the outside of the goal line. Once again, the Knights lead 6-0. Their extra point was blocked.
What's the Philadelphia Eagles play? The brotherly shove.
KP goes up the middle, but not. Yeah, I believe he gets in there. I don't know if he does or not.
Well,
no, they're going to.
You got a flag on the play. That was thrown before the ball even.
All right, flag on the play. Once again, sponsored by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent. That's the first of the night so far.
Yeah, and I believe it was actually called against the Cougars.
Yeah.
You know, so that'll be half of the distance from the 1 foot line.
How do you move the football where it's at? I don't know if we get a coach. I'm going to talk to Aaron real quick right next to me. Can we get a close-up shot of where that football is on our live stream? And there's the football. It goes in the end zone. Maybe a little too late. That's all right. Touchdown, West Lauderdale.
West Lauderdale Knights offense taking advantage of the gift that the defense hands them in that fumble recovery, starting that drive on the Cougar 15-yard line, able to punch it in after about, 3, I believe, maybe even 4 plays, keeping the ball on the ground and able to get the points they needed, making this score 12-0. Cougars leading with the extra.
They're going to go for 2
Yeah,
here.
they threw the tee off to the side, so they are going to run a play here.
Wide left is Radcliffe. Right side is Cooper Luke. And, of course, Caleb Collins is your back to the left-hand side of KP.
5 seconds on the play clock.
Going in motion is Luke. He'll get the jet sweep call, and he will not get in there. Ball comes free, but he will not get in there. He was denied. Extra points have been hard to come by as the Knights lead 12-0. We'll be back here on Q101.
All-Star Team Sports is here to get you in the game, no matter what you're looking for. From football helmets, shoulder pads, mouth guards, receiver gloves, T-shirts, local team jerseys, hoodies, caps, and even stadium seats with your favorite local team's logo on it. You'll always call the right play when you team up with All-Star Team Sports.
1100 24th Avenue, or check them out on Facebook.
Q101, your home for West Lauderdale Knight football.
We are back here. Knights leading 12-0 after their second touchdown here in the second quarter. Able to score, starting that drive on the Cougar 15-yard line after the defense recovers a fumble and hands it right back to your offense deep in the Cougar side of the field. Cooper Luke ready to kick the ball off from his own 40.
There we go. And high hanging kick. Not sure that was meant to happen, but did we have a flag here?
No, but we may have one over there.
And late flag.
Yeah, I think I don't know that he ever signaled for a fair catch. I think the referee blew it dead after he self-surrendered, and then the Knights tackled. That may be a 15-yarder against the Knights.
That'll put the Cougars in Knight territory if that is the case, as currently they're just on the inside of the 40. But you were hearing whistles well prior to the events that took place on the far sideline.
Yeah, and referee explaining the situation to Coach Clay, and he may be saying the same thing. He never signaled a fair catch, or at least we never see it up here. But the white hat, the head of referee, coming to give the signal, personal foul against the Knights. So that is what they're going to call. I believe that's going to be a late hit. Because, like I said, we could hear it being blown dead, but I'm not sure why. He never did signal for that fair catch.
Flag on the play, once again being sponsored by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris McDonald. And the Cougars, who have had a hard time holding on to the football as of late. They've thrown an interception, 2 fumbles. The Knights have come away with points off of turnovers twice in that time span. 12 points so far. Both extra points were denied. Cougars, though, set up shop. Great field position at the Knight 47-yard line. Winner of this football game will take over first place in Region 4-4A, take home the trophy tonight.
Coach Clay still out on the field explaining his disagreement with the flag being thrown.
So here's the Knights. Towner Quarterback, shotgun formation. He'll hand the ball off and flag.
Well, that's number 11, the wide receiver here closest to us. He left way before that ball was snapped. I mean, we're talking at least a second early, and because of that, that is going to bring up first down at 15. That's going to force the Cougars to go back into their own side of the field.
So I guess I spoke a little too soon when I said we didn't have many penalties.
Hey, well, 2 in a row.
First down at 15. Once again, flag on the play brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris McDonald. First down 15 from the 48-yard line of the Cougars. C.J. Towner, your quarterback, came into this ball game just over 1,400 yards in the air. You can definitely see why as he utilizes those receivers quite well. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He'll swings it out to number 3. Number 3 on that far side, and he breaks free for quite a few yards after catch. He gets all the way up to the 41, 42-yard line.
You know,
Byron Pruitt.
We were talking about Caleb Collins running through arm tackles earlier in the game that you've got to square him up, and that was the same situation there with the receiver.
No, I'm sorry. That was flags.
That was a flag. They're going to call a block in the back there against the Cougars, so that's going to back them up even more. After a good pitch and catch on a first down at 15, that's going to turn this into a first down, and we'll see where they mark it.
So once again, flag on the play, sponsored by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris McDonald. Well, the Cougars had the football on the 47-yard line of the Knights. They now have the football at the inside the 39-yard line of their own. First down.
Yeah, that's going to be
25?
27, I think.
Here's Towner looking to pass. Got a receiver. Makes the connection there in this close to around the 37-yard line, 38-yard line. Back to the actually, he's going to be inside of the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose another 2 yards on this.
Yeah, this drive started on the Knight 47. And he picked up a couple. That's going to bring up first down in 25, I believe.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right for Towner. Calls for the football, looks left. Being flushed in the pocket, and quarterback sack. Jack Davidson comes up huge with a quarterback sack, number 11.
That's going to bring up third down, and let's just call it quarter mile. It's easy to do the math until you have to cross the 50 and everything gets backed up.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's see.
From the 32 of their own all the way to the 38, 37.
Yeah, that's going to be about a third down and 30, I believe.
Waiting on the Knights lead 12-0 with 5:10 remaining here in the second quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. This may just go as a handoff for number 1. He does.
You run a draw, pick up a few yards, kick the ball away on that situation. Not a whole lot of plays in the playbook to pick up 30 yards at one time.
You get up to the 36-yard line. So
a couple of penalties, big quarterback sack.
Yeah, you just said it. It was first down at 15, which, it was a penalty. But he got all those yards, or 9 of those yards back within that one play, and a block in the back. Gets them inside Knight territory, or on their own side of the football field. And just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, Luke standing on his own 30-yard line. That's not Cooper Luke. Never mind.
That may be Mosley.
I called the name without actually looking to see who it is.
Fair catch signal. That is Mosley. Knights will have it just on the inside of the 30-yard line. They may put it right on the 30.
Yeah, they're going to mark it right on the 30.
Late flag. And I believe that's going to be a little chatter from.
I believe that was number 33 for the Cougars. 33 being Talon Cooley.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars. Well,
I believe they may have called offsetting. He pointed both directions.
Normally, they make the signal of the penalty twice. He did not in that situation there.
They're still discussing some things. So
flag on the play, once again, being brought to you by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent. The clock is continuing to go. I know it's supposed to be stopped here, but 12-0, the Knights lead the Cougars.
Yeah, that's definitely offsetting penalty. So the Knights are going to take over there on the 30-yard line. The flag's still down on the field. So
no, this ball is going to be. Clint, I believe this ball is going to be marked off. Penalty yardage will be marked off here.
Okay, so why did he point toward the Knight? That had to be just a mistake by the referee. So they are going to mark it just against the Cougars. So again, we saw some, not sure what was said, but it was obviously bad enough to draw an unsportsmanlike, a taunting penalty against the Cougars. And you're right, that is going to be a 15-yard penalty, bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 45-yard line.
And we're going to definitely have a stop in action here because they're going to have to get the play clock or the game clock correct. Currently, he's got 12 minutes on the game clock, but it was around 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 40 seconds into the second quarter. So they'll have to correct that. But once again, flag on the play just a few moments ago, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris McDonald. Winner of this game, once again, over the history, both teams have had 8 district championships, or no state championships for either team, but 8 district championships.
Okay, Lee, now we have 12 minutes left to go.
Right.
So something's definitely going on with the clock here as they're trying to get it straightened away.
But the Knights' most recent district championship came back in 2021. Same region, 4A, while the most recent for Newton County came just a few years ago as well, 2020.
Do you remember the 2021 district? It came down to what, a third overtime win
for West Lauderdale and Louisville?
Over Louisville, 2 overtime, 3 overtime. I know it was more than one. Man, that was my first year in the booth. That was a great game to call there.
Some excitement there, right?
Absolutely. So stoppage of play, trying to figure out exactly what's going on with the game clock here, having some issues with it.
Coming up at halftime in about 3.5 minutes, coming up at halftime, the Knights seniors will be highlighted. 16 of them, 16 of the seniors for the West Lauderdale Knights. We're going to, of course, talk to Coach Brock Clay yesterday about these 16 seniors and got his thoughts on each of those 16 seniors. We'll play that back during the halftime show, being brought to you by Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat. I think we've got I thought I was close to it. 3:38 remains here in the first half of play. 2 receivers left for the Knights. KP wants to swing it out to Antonio Radcliffe, and no, it looked like a little pass interference, but
no flag there.
No flag.
A little bit underthrown, just trying to hit him on a streak, just for lack of a better phrase, a vertical, I believe is the proper name.
Step on his defender as well.
He did, and that's why, you and I both were kind of thinking that maybe an interference call because the ball was underthrown. Receiver tries to come back to it and ends up running into the defender, but they're going to say incidental contact, no flag, 2nd and 10 for the Knights here on their own 45-yard line.
Receiver on each side of the field for KP and the Knights. KP with a quarterback keeper trying to get to this sideline up to around the 48, 49-yard line before going out of bounds. Actually, they're going to say he's just on the Knights side of midfield. So
yeah, they're going to give him credit for about a 5-yard carry there, bring up 3rd down and 5 on midfield.
So a few turnovers have been huge in this first few minutes of action during tonight's game. The Knights have taken advantage of both turnovers and put points on the board. 12-0, 3:26 remains. Once again, 3rd down and 5 for KP and the Knights. 2 receivers right. KP looks over to the right side, finds a receiver and connects with his receiver, but nothing there after about a half a yard gain. So brings up 4th down, long 4 to go.
Yeah, they're going to send the punt team out here. They're going to plan on pinning the Cougars deep on their side of the side of the field here.
Well, the Cougars can get anything. They do receive the football to begin the second half, so perfect scenario for them.
Yeah, they're going to be operating with just under 3 minutes, probably, and start with a full allotment of timeouts as well, I believe. Still have 3 timeouts in their pocket.
Cooper standing at the 38-yard line of his own.
Yeah, they're going to take this play clock all the way down.
There's a snap. Punt, high hanging punt. Not a great one, but he had to get rid of it quick because there were 2 defenders in his face, but does come down inside the red zone around the 16-yard line. So nice punt. 2:42 remains here in the first half, and the clock continues to move. I don't know if we have any more issues with the clock, but it continues to roll.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Obviously, the clock's supposed to stop on a change of possession.
Cougars have the ball just on the inside of the 17. I want to make that correction as they'll have to fix this clock as well. It's now stopped, but they'll need to add about 20 seconds to this clock.
As soon as they come back from the stoppage of play, we'll let you know exactly how much is going to be put back on. And, just to make sure everybody's aware, we're up in the press box. in the next room is the scoreboard operator, and there's a referee, there's an official that runs the clock. But we've had a little bit of issues with it the last couple of possessions, so.
And they're communicating back and forth with the official upstairs. While we have this time, once again, Knights lead 12-0. 2 scores coming from one interception, another a fumble recovery. Sean Cole, the defensive lineman, came up huge just a few moments ago, and Knights would score on a 13-yard touchdown pass from KP to Antonio Ratcliffe. The second touchdown came 1 yard out, actually maybe 1 centimeter out.
Yes, have you figured out how they're communicating with the press box?
I do not.
He keeps using Coach Clay's headset. That's why we keep seeing Coach Smith walk back and forth. We've got some coaches over here with us that are able to communicate with the coaches on the field. And so he uses our headsets. I keep seeing Coach Smith having to run back and forth. Says he's batting 1,000 right now. But
first down at 10 from their own 17. The Cougars moving left to right. Looking left. He's got a receiver and incomplete pass. There was a lot of activity between the receiver and the defender. Not sure how a flag was not thrown in that situation, but.
Well, I think it was nobody knew exactly where the ball was. It was thrown over everybody's head and may have been ruled uncatchable because I think it landed about 7 or 8 yards into the Cougar sideline.
Second down and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Clock actually did stop on that incomplete pass. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go here in the first half.
User error. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Sends one of his guys in the slot in motion over there, but they'll have the handoff go right up the middle to number 1. Does the ball come free?
Yeah, the ball came out. There was a fumble on the play. I believe the Knights came up with it.
Yeah, big number. Who's that? Number 20, 32, 33. Tim McDonald. How about that?
Absolutely.
How about that? Tim McDonald. You couldn't.
That is, I believe,
come up with a better script, huh?
That's their 4th takeaway of the night, I believe. 1 interception, 3 fumble recoveries, and the Knights are going to take over on offense. First and 10 on the Cougar 22-yard line. Yeah, 22-yard line. So there you go. Perfect chance to put some more points on the board before the half. And keep in mind the Cougars did win that toss. They deferred to the second half, so they are going to take over, to start the second half. So the Cougars with a chance to extend this lead here late in this first half.
Caleb Collins with the handoff comes to this near side, and he gets met hard around the 15, 16-yard line. That's a gain of 4. Second down, 6 to go for the Knights.
Yeah, plenty of time on the clock to do something. They had to take 1 timeout earlier in the game when they did not have all the equipment they needed for an extra point, but they still have 2 timeouts and 2 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock. So plenty of time to do something here.
1 receiver on each side of the field for KP. That's Mosley and Ratcliffe. Mosley to this near side. Mosley going in motion. He'll get the jet sweep to that far side, looking for a lane to run through. And that lane closed up quick as we saw that head of Mosley just turn backwards.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for about a 2-yard carry from the 18 to the 16-yard line. It's going up 3rd down and about 5. Needing to get down to the Cougar 17-yard line. I'm sorry, to the Cougar 12-yard line. They've got him 13, 12?
Yeah, 12 yard. I'm sorry. Yeah,
12-yard line. 12. And they've got him down on the 16, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Mosley checks out. Gathings checks in. Both freshmen for the West Lauderdale Knights. Gathings wide left, Ratcliffe wide right. 3rd down, long 4. KP, quarterback keeper, comes to this near side of the 10, inside the 10, near the 5. I'm sorry, near the 10, excuse me.
Yeah, they're going to mark him down inside the 10, I believe on the 9-yard lines, maybe right on the 10, actually. No, on the 9. So that's going to bring up 1st and goal for the Knights on the Cougar 9-yard line.
Right at 1 minute left before halftime.
That is exceptional play calling there. Recognizing the blitz coming hard from the right side of that offensive line. Able to evade everybody by running to the left, able to pick up the yardage needed to bring up a 1st and goal.
High formation for the Knights. Hands off to Collins. Collins right up the middle to the 6, maybe 5-yard line. I believe he's going to be just around the 6-yard line. Pick up 3 yards.
Going to bring up 2nd and goal right there. Clock inside of a minute down to 47 seconds. Again with 2 timeouts, so not really panicking as far as the clock goes.
Sticking with that I formation with Hunter Moore right in front of Caleb Collins. Collins to the 5, inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. So bring up 3rd down and goal.
They are going to take a timeout here, stopping the clock with 30 seconds here. And again, with a timeout, able to do anything, even if you're not wanting to settle for a field goal.
We're going to step aside as well. 30 seconds remain for halftime. Knights lead 12-0. Decision time coming up for the Knights. 3rd down and goal. We'll be back on Q101.
Locally owned and operated for over 45 years, Battery One Source is your source for auto, motorcycle, marine, and lawn and garden batteries. But don't buy before you let them check your old battery. Absolutely free. If your golf cart needs to be repaired or maybe you want to add some accessories, Battery One Source does that too. And with over 20 years experience in cell phone repairs, they are your cell phone and iPad repair headquarters. Battery One Source, located at 2618 North Frontage Road, or call 601-693-1500.
More Friday nights under the lights with the Knights are here on Q101.
Welcome back here to the Kingdom, the Knights and the Cougars. Knights have a 12-0 lead over the Newton County Cougars, a 13-yard touchdown pass and a 1-yard touchdown run. Both scores coming from turnovers for the Knights. Knights here trying to get another one. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Pistol formation, KP rolling out to his right. Got a receiver, Hunter Moore in the end zone. Doesn't, no, incomplete pass. I'm sorry, that was not Hunter Moore. I couldn't get the number off of that. I believe that was number 45 for the Knights. Clint, Sam Wansley.
Either way, that was thrown a little bit behind him, falling just off the fingertips. Going to bring up 4th down and goal on the 4-yard line. And so decision time, and it looks like decision's been made. Offense is staying on the field.
24 seconds remain. The Knights have, once again, 4th down and goal. Ball is somewhere between the 3 and 4-yard line. 2 receivers right, pistol formation for KP and the Knights. KP looks like, Travion Mosley trying to get in the end zone. And he gets in there, yes, touchdown. Touchdown, West Lauderdale. I don't know how he got in there. He was stopped at the 4-yard line, and he just dove those 4 yards. Travion Mosley, he's 5'0".
He's a little taller than 5 foot, but he is not a big man. But you're right, Lee, able to fight through the tackler. One man running with him on that reverse. Everybody else a bit down on the play action, on the fake. But Mosley able to break through the tackler, dive over the goal line, getting the touchdown here late in the 2nd quarter.
There's a snap. Hold is down. Kick is up and blocked again from the Newton County Cougars. Cougars got something going on with that extra point block, right?
This is something the coaches, special team coaches, they're going to look at on the film and figure out exactly what is going wrong here.
All right,
try to get this checked away before the playoff game next week. Go ahead, Lee.
21 seconds remain. We'll be back on Q101.
Introducing Douglas Orthodontics, where smiles are transformed into works of art. Discover the difference of personalized care and the latest in orthodontic technology for both children and adults. Our expert team is dedicated to crafting the perfect smile, from traditional braces to cutting-edge Invisalign. We have the right solution for every smile. Unlock your true potential and embrace the confidence you deserve. Call 601-483-4522 to schedule your consultation today. Douglas Orthodontics, where your dream smile becomes a reality.
Q101, your home for West Lauderdale Knights football.
Well, after a Travion Mosley 4-yard touchdown run, the Knights extend their lead to 18-0 over the Newton County Cougars. Once again, the winner of this ball game wins Region 4-4A and will play either South Pontotoc or Byhalia.
Byhalia. Wait,
Right?
you pronounced it correctly.
Cooper Luke with a kickoff that's going to come down at the 10-yard line, up to the 15, up to the 20, 25, 30, 35, still on his feet around the 37-yard line, and that the Cougars will have 14 seconds. Late flag comes in, and it's starting to get chippy
I
out
believe that is going to be a late hit against the Cougars. Yeah, in fact, I'm almost positive that's what I saw, but we'll I've been known to be wrong once or twice.
Flag on the play, once again, brought to you by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent. Regardless the outcome tonight, the Knights will host a first-round game next week. That's a personal foul against
a late
Cougars.
hit. Yeah, exactly what I saw. So they're going to back this up down inside the 30. I believe that's going to be on the 25-yard line of the Cougars, which is where they will start this drive.
So the Cougars have turned the ball over and had costly penalties over their last couple of drives. And you can't do that and win a ball game. 18-0 in favor of the Knights. Knights have got a 13-yard touchdown pass, a 1-yard touchdown run, and a 4-yard touchdown run. Cougars on their own 24-yard line following that penalty.
Again, Cougars working with 3 timeouts, so not sure exactly what they're going to try to do.
Run right up the middle is what they're going to do. To the 40, to the 45, and gets hit around the 47-yard line. That'll stop the clock momentarily as the chain's set with 8 seconds to go here in the first half. Once again, if Cougars can get anything on the board prior to halftime.
They are taking a timeout here, so they are going to try something. 8 seconds left. You pick up 3, 5, even 10 yards on that carry. You probably just let the clock run out, but, I mean, you've got the ball close to midfield.
Mm-hmm.
You may just see, let's see how far a quarterback can throw the ball.
Once again, coming up during your halftime show, being brought to you by Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat. We will have a little interview segment with Coach Brock Clay, head football coach of the West Lauderdale Knights, highlighting all 16 seniors of the West Lauderdale Knights. It was great. We've done this for many years now, but it's a great moment just to hear his thoughts on all those seniors that have impacted their lives, maybe even impacted him over the course of their years here at West Lauderdale. It is senior night here at West Lauderdale tonight.
All right, so how impactful was that 15-yard penalty?
It's huge.
You don't have that 15 yards working against you. You're inside the Knight 40-yard line on this play.
3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Looking to pass is Towner, going down that left-hand sideline and overthrown. And that's going to be leaving 2 seconds on the clock for the offense for the Newton County Cougars. Second down and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
I'm not real sure the down and distance matters at this point.
They're going.
You got 2 seconds to operate with, 25 seconds on the play clock, so not concerned about that. Again, just going to probably throw the ball downfield and see if some magic can happen. Maybe try to draw, if you can't complete a pass, maybe try to draw a penalty. The half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
Same formation for the Cougars. We're going to throw deep, coming down to this right-hand sideline. And might have gotten no flag.
What that was
overthrown.
I mean, he basically just threw a punt.
Yeah.
So the offensive and the defensive players had, the defensive back has just as much of a right to the ball, and if he's in position, it's his to take, and he had a decent position. So therefore, the contact was incidental and no call on the field. And we are at the half.
Yep. Halftime coming up, being brought to you by Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat. Don't forget, we will go over all 16 seniors as well, but that's a little bit later in the halftime show. Coming up, we've got your stats as well as some scores from around the area, all coming your way. Once again, the important score here, trying for their 9th district championship in Region 4-4A this year. The Knights have an 18-0 lead going into halftime. We'll be back here on Q101 after 3 minutes.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Meridian, call Alpha agent Will Sweat at 601-482-2385 or stop by our office at 2340 North Hill Street, Suite A.
This holiday season, don't let the clock tick away. Visit Elite Flooring today. Treat yourself and your home to the gift of elegant flooring. At Elite Flooring, we know the key to a stress-free holiday is planning ahead. Picture yourself celebrating with family and friends on your brand new floors. Our expert team will have your floors ready, transforming your home in no time. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Elite Flooring today and make your holidays truly special. Elite Flooring. Elevate your holidays.
At Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville now through October 31st, shop for these specials and more. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. 15-ounce ballpark franks, 2 for $9. 3-pound bag of red potatoes, $2.79. 56-ounce Mayfield ice cream, $3.49. 8-ounce Daisy sour cream, 2 for $3. And assorted Betty Crocker cake mixes, 2 for $3. Remember steak night from 3 to 7 on Thursdays at Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville.
Piggly Wiggly.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save. In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today, located at 4542 Poplar Springs Drive. Call 601-483-7743 for a quote on auto, homeowners, condo, renters, personal articles, business, life, and health insurance. State Farm agent Chris McDonald is a proud supporter of the West Lauderdale Knights football team.
Go Knights!
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Show your West Lauderdale spirit while benefiting the school with a School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. Go Knights! Use your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card as a credit transaction, and for every signature purchase, the Citizens Bank will donate 5 cents to the school. Boost your school spirit with every purchase by using your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. See Mike Shelby and the staff in Collinsville at the Citizens Bank, or call 601-626-7608. Member FDIC.
With one half in the books, let's check in with Lee and Clint for a review of the first 2 quarters and break down what the Knights need to be able to do to walk away with a win tonight in your official halftime show, powered by Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat and Q101.
And once again, welcome to the halftime show. Once again, being brought to you by Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat. 18-0 in favor of the Knights. The Knights have an 18-0 lead over the Newton County Cougars. Both teams trying to get that 4-4A region championship tonight. The Knights have gone into the locker room probably feeling a little good, but probably not feeling as good as they could have been because they've left quite a few points on the board, Clint. But we'll go over that in just a little bit. First quarter ended on a 0-0 tie. Second quarter came out. Antonio Radcliffe caught a 13-yard touchdown pass from Caden Peoples. Knights got on the board 6-0. Extra point was no good. Caden Peoples would get a 1-yard touchdown run. Quarterback keeper will make the Knights have a 12-0 lead. But once again, extra point attempt no good. But Travion Mosley would one of the most spectacular plays, I would say, this season, just because of how he was, or the attempted stop from him, and then just the dive that the Superman dive that he went into the end zone. Made the Knights have an 18-point lead. Once again, that is your score. All extra points blocked, though. 2 extra points blocked. The 2-point conversion denied there for Cooper Luke as well. But the Knights and the Cougars, it's a defensive battle. You take away the turnovers tonight, we may still be having a 0-0 tie here at the Kingdom, right, Clint?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here running through my head. What if I believe the Knights defense have forced 3 fumble recoveries and 1 interception. So, doing some, the offense need to be, buying them some coffee or breakfast in the morning, because they are definitely setting them up with excellent field position, probably averaging it inside the Cougar 30-yard line, if I had to guess.
And we're about to do stats as well, since we've got the halftime interview coming up with head football coach of the Knights, Coach Brock Clay, talking about the seniors, highlighting the seniors. But just going over the stats real quick. First downs for each team, only 3 for the Newton County Cougars, 9 for the Knights. But when you look at the stats, it's like, okay, that's all you've got? The West Lauderdale Knights, 23 rushes, 87 yards on the ground, 6 receptions for 30 yards in the air. Not much. You got, 127 yards, or excuse me, okay, my math's probably not good. But just over 120 yards there, or right at 120 yards there. But getting the football inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Cougars.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, there's not a whole lot of yardage to be gained when you start it that deep in the opponent's side of the field. And we're not complaining. I mean, if you get to choose, do you want to start on your own 20 or on the Cougar 20? Obviously, you take the Cougar 20 every drive if
Absolutely.
you can.
The Cougars on the flip side, 13 rushes, 23 yards on the ground, 4 receptions for 17 yards. Of course, you're counting all those negative plays, too. So a total of 44 penalty yards for the Cougars here in the first 24 minutes of action.
Yeah, and the defense of the Knights, we're talking about, the offense taking advantage of the short field. Man, how good is the defense play?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, they just to not only be forcing the turnovers, the fumbles, the interception, but just locking down the offense of the what are we looking at over here?
All right, so I know this doesn't help for the people on the radio, but if you're ever able to do the live stream on West Lauderdale Athletics on YouTube,
why's the camera guy? So some dude is that a chili dog?
That's a chili dog.
And how much?
He's wearing a white shirt.
He's wearing a brown and white shirt. He just tried to pour more chili on the chili dog, and
this is not good radio. All right.
He's wearing the chili. I'm sorry if you're listening.
Once again, your halftime show being brought to you by Will Sweat, your Alpha Insurance agent. But the Knights have an 18-0 lead. Oh wow. 18-0 lead. Knights, once again, receiving some good gifts, but that's the thing. You can receive many gifts. You just have to take advantage of those gifts, and the Knights have tonight. They've put up 18 points, and all 18 points coming from turnovers. One of those being an interception from big defensive lineman Sean Cole. I would have loved for him to take it to the house. That would have been awesome. But, of course, a few plays later, KP would put it in the end zone on a 13-yard touchdown pass. But a couple of the others were fumble recoveries. But I would say as hard you mentioned is the hard hitting. Those were takeaways, not necessarily turnovers because of the hard hitting.
Yeah, all of the turnovers that we saw, including the fumble by our own quarterback, by KP, they were not a result of a slippery ball or anything other than the defender putting a hat on the football and forcing the turnover.
All right, we're going to step aside, come right back. Once again, the halftime show being brought to you by Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat. We're going to come back and hear more about the seniors, the 16 seniors from the West Lauderdale 2023-2024 football season. The seniors, of course, being highlighted by head coach of the West Lauderdale Knights, Coach Brock Clay. That's coming your way next. Once again, 18-0 in favor of the Knights here at halftime. This is Q101.
You want the best of the best on your team, which is why you should interview a Regions business banker. And don't throw us any softball questions. Ask, what feedback do you get about your responsiveness and personal service? What makes you different from other bankers? We'll also be happy to tell you about our award-winning customer service. But the proof is in getting to know us. Give a Regions banker the opportunity to really wow you. Call 1-800-833-9776 or visit regions.com/interview to get started. Regions Bank. Member FDIC.
WJDQ Meridian and Collinsville. Your hit music connection and home for West Lauderdale Knights football is Q101, a service of Digio Strategies.
And we are back here at the half. The
last.
And if you're just joining us, Knights leading 18-0 as we're watching the bands here on senior night at the Kingdom of West Lauderdale. And in fact, speaking of senior night, I'm about to turn it back over to Lee as we have a special presentation for our seniors. So Lee, let's
all right, during our halftime show being brought to you by Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat. Of course, we having senior night tonight here at West Lauderdale, last regular season home game for the season. Of course, they highlighted the seniors this afternoon before the game. But as always, we like to talk to our head football coach of the West Lauderdale Knights, Coach Brock Clay, and just get his thoughts on each of the 16 seniors here at West Lauderdale for the 2023 and 2024 season. So, Coach, we're going to start out number 1, Cooper Luke.
Great young man. He's been a young man that we put in different spots this year, and I think it's probably played the best ball of his life over the last couple of weeks. He's getting reps on offense. He's getting reps on defense. He's kicking the ball extremely well right now. So Cooper's a young man that's been with us all the way through. Very proud of the player he's become as far as the maturity level that he's accepted this year.
Number 2, Kendrick Brown.
Kendrick got last year at our award ceremony. He got our practice warrior, we called it. He's a young man that came out later in his career, and I think he's been with us for 3 years now. But he's a young man that didn't see a whole lot of reps last year, but he was on every special team. He was on every scout team. He just worked his tail off, and this year has really been one of those guys that has stepped in and been a very valuable part of our defense. He's a long, lanky young man that covers really well, and that's the thing. I think at the end of the night, you don't see him with a bunch of stats, but in the cornerback, that's really good. That means that nobody's going that way.
Number 3, you see him on the offense. We talked about him quite a bit last week, Tony Ratcliffe.
Tony's a guy that's been seeing reps as a receiver for, the last couple of years for us, but he's really come into his own this past year, as we talked about last week. Just very consistent, very good route runner, and has really made a stride to be very much of a contributor and kind of the focal point of our passing offense.
Speaking of offense, number 4, Caleb Collins.
Oh, Caleb. He turned out to have a fabulous year this year. As far as the total production that he's had, he's running the ball extremely well. There were times that I've talked to him about, hey, go score touchdowns, and I each time he's done that. So a very explosive young man. Again, another young man that went all the way through this Pee Wee program, and just glad to have been and had him a part of this program.
Number 12 in the middle of that defense, Jake Rogers.
Jake is a young man that, again, just like some of these others, he's come all the way through the program. He's really changed his body over the last year as far as off-season workouts. He probably put in more time than anybody else as far as his workout regimen. Great young man, and sitting as a centerpiece of our defense in there at the Mike backer, and has done a really good job.
On that defensive line, number 14, Carson Smith.
Again, another one of those young men, and I know it's going to sound redundant, but it's another one of those young men that played all the way through, which, I've had the opportunity to know Carson since 2009 when I got here. So Coach Smith works with us, and Carson is an extremely intelligent young man that, his body doesn't necessarily fit the position he plays, but he plays it extremely well.
Number 24, Jet Calvert.
Jet's another one of those guys, this whole senior group for the most part, that came all the way through with us. Jet's a big spark guy. He's always been a big spark guy. I mean, you had big hits from him last year. Very proud of these young men. There's not a lot negative I can say about this group.
Number 25, Cade Germany.
Cade is another one that he probably played less early on in his career than anybody else in this senior class. But Cade was a young man that throughout the off season, it was pretty much unanimous on this staff that Cade was, one of, if not the biggest leader during the off season. So very reliable young man, very dependable, and proud to have had to be a part of him in this group.
Once again, it is your halftime show being brought to you by Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat as we continue to cover the seniors, the 16 seniors that are on this squad for the West Lauderdale Knights. Number 27, Hunter Moore.
Bell cow. I'm sorry. No, bell cow, Hunter Moore. I still remember him. He was sweating. We brought this group up as 8th graders, to help us practice several years back when they were in that grade. And, I still remember Hunter was just as sweaty and as dirty as anybody else. And that's not a negative. That's because of the emotion that he was bringing to the sidelines. And if any of you attended any of those games at that point or early on in his career, and he plays that same way.
Number 31, Levi Grader.
Levi's a guy that came out as a freshman, and then he decided to move into a managerial role, and then decided he wanted to play again as a senior. Thrown him out there, holding him a couple weeks ago when we got some injuries at that spot, and then he's done a really good job with it. So very proud of that young man for the improvement he's made and the decisions he's made in his life.
This next guy seems to keep on making some defensive plays over the last few weeks. Number 33, Tim McDonald.
Tim's a young man that came in here. His family's from here, but they moved back. I think around his 4th grade year, may have been his 5th grade year, but Tim's been with us the whole way through, playing some really good ball for us, and another one of those guys that are kind of focal points in that senior group that have been with us a long time.
Number 44, Chadon Boyd.
Shadon's a new guy. We just got the privilege of having him move in once the season started this year. You know, we've seen a lot of spark from Shadon. He got a few reps last week. We'll hopefully get more this week. And it was just more of a situation to try to find what's best for him and for us with him. Wish we'd had him a lot longer time because he's a really good young man.
It's another individual that kind of moved in after moving away, number 56, Carson Richardson.
Carson is a guy that came all the way through our program and moved to Lake Charles, I think his sophomore year, right as the season started. And he's came back to us as a senior, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Young man stepped in and started every ball game for us. The kids love him. I mean, he is a West Lauderdale guy, even though he's been gone for a couple of years. So it was an immediate shot in the arm when Carson moved back in to the kids for morale because they've all been together for so long.
Number 58, Sam Clark.
Sam's a young man that moved in a couple years ago, and one of the hardest workers in this group. You talk about self-made players, and Sam is that guy. He fought. He put on a bunch of weight over the last 2 years just for the sake of that's what he had to do to play, and he's done a great job with that.
Two more. Number 66, Hayes Abdullah.
Hayes is a guy that's been with us for all the way through. He's part of that senior group that played junior high, I know, together. I think that's when Hayes moved here. But young man, he had some knee issues early on in the season, or back during the off season in the spring, and he's fought to come back, and he very, very proud to have him as a partner.
And number 72 hasn't been able to get on the field as of late because of an arm injury, but Mason McCary.
Again, another one of those guys that have been all the way through the program. He's one of the guys that is what this program has made for him, as far as the guys that make themselves into football players, that buy their time to do things the right way, work hard, and end up being successful because of it. We hate that he had the injury that he has, and wished he was able to finish playing with us.
Any last words on the senior class of the 2023-24 season?
The biggest thing about this senior class is, as we've been able to say the last few years, we got Pee Wee football that's kicked off this past year, and the great thing about this past week, and the greatest thing about this group of kids is the majority of them we remember coming through the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade through that Pee Wee program, through the junior high program. So you're talking about some kids that have really invested some time into this program.
Once again, your senior class, 16 of them from the 2023-2024 West Lauderdale Knight football team. This is Q101.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor.
And once again, it's your halftime show being brought to you by Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat. 18-0 in favor of the Knights. Just a couple minutes left. We're going to come back after 3 minutes. Once again, after 3 minutes, come right back with the closing of the halftime show. Once again, being brought to you by Alpha Insurance Agent Will Sweat. West Lauderdale 18, Newton County 0. We'll be back on Q101.
Why do it alone?
Well, doesn't everybody?
No, not everybody.
Let Family Flea Market on B Street stretch your money. With over 52,000 square feet of merchandise, you will find a huge selection of used furniture, lamps, and home decor items, plus so much more. New inventory is coming in every week. If you are looking for a new mattress set, king or queen, Family Flea Market has them in stock. Also, be sure to shop for your favorite floor coverings. Family Flea Market, where your family matters.
Do you need a low-rate loan? You can trust Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union. We have competitive rates on tailored loan options for cars, home renovations, and debt consolidations. Stop by Meridian Mutual for your loan today.
All-Star Team Sports is here to get you in the game, no matter what you're looking for. From football helmets, shoulder pads, mouth guards, receiver gloves, T-shirts, local team jerseys, hoodies, caps, and even stadium seats with your favorite local team's logo on it. You'll always call the right play when you team up with All-Star Team Sports.
1100 24th Avenue, or check them out on Facebook.
Locally owned and operated for over 45 years, Battery One Source is your source for auto, motorcycle, marine, and lawn and garden batteries. But don't buy before you let them check your old battery. Absolutely free. If your golf cart needs to be repaired or maybe you want to add some accessories, Battery One Source does that too. And with over 20 years experience in cell phone repairs, they are your cell phone and iPad repair headquarters. Battery One Source, located at 2618 North Frontage Road, or call 601-693-1500.
Imagine an elderly woman steadily carrying a pot of boiling water in her kitchen. Nervous shaking with the weight of the pot, the water edges dangerously close to spilling over. Who do you see? A loved one? If so, it's time to make the call. From personal care to memory care to transportation, Home Instead Care professionals help older adults live safe and happy lives at home. Visit homeinstead.com, call 809, or call the local number 601-286-3242. Ben and Sharisa Shirley, owners.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Meridian, call Alpha agent Will Sweat at 601-482-2385 or stop by our office at 2340 North Hill Street, Suite A.
Hey, we're your West Lauderdale Knight class of 2024, and you're listening to Q101.
And welcome back once again to the Kingdom here at West Lauderdale. About 2 minutes left in to end of halftime. Once again, the Knights have an 18-0 lead over the Newton County Cougars. Winner of tonight's game wins Region 4-4A. And let's see if we can try to go around to the Elite Flooring scoreboard, Clint. I know we've got to look at and try to pull up a score from South Pontotoc, South Pontotoc as well as Byhalia. We'll try to find out that score because the winner of that ball game, I believe, takes over the fourth spot in that region. Region 2-4A is the region that the Region 4-4A will take on in playoffs next week. We'll try to get you those scores as well by the end of the night as well. But what else do we have, Clint?
Yeah, Lee, let's go over some scores around the area. And, of course, one score that I inevitably have to give you every week. Lee, who's that?
I don't know.
That is the other Cougars of Lawrence County, a couple hours away from here on the other side of the state. My alma mater. Fun fact, Lee, the deepest Newton County has ever gotten into the playoffs is the third round.
Yes.
Lawrence County knocked them out of the playoffs that night in triple overtime, or in overtime. I don't know if it was triple, but
how about that?
But Lawrence County, my alma mater, playing Forest County Agricultural School, FCAHS, tied 14-14 at the half. And now for some scores that y'all might actually care about. Scott Central playing Lake tonight. Scott Central over Lake 14-6 at the half. Clarkdale playing the Tigers of Newton High School. Clarkdale up 21-0. That was a first quarter score, so doing well. Forest High School and Morton playing. That score is tied 21-21 at the half. Velma Jackson playing Nanawaya 36-0 at the half. Velma Jackson over. Let's see what we have. Union, if I don't have that score. Ooh, we talked about how good Louisville is. They are playing Greenwood tonight. Louisville is up 44-0 at the half. A lot of games happening tomorrow night. Southeast Lauderdale traveling to Kemper County. North Forest playing Leake Central. Meridian High going to Brandon. Big game tomorrow night. Ridgeland traveling to Neshoba Central. Sacred Heart out of Hattiesburg traveling to that's the other Enterprise. That's Enterprise Lincoln. I apologize. All right. And I'm not seeing the score for South Pontotoc, so we'll try to get that to you. But we are back here. Second half is happening, Lee.
That is right. Thank you very much once again to Alpha Insurance agent Will Sweat for providing sponsorship of the halftime show. Line drive kick comes down to the 10. He's up to the 20, around the 22-yard line. And once again, going back to the previous quarter, first quarter ended in a 0-0 tie. Second quarter, you started to see some tempers start to flare a little bit. You started to see some penalties. You started seeing some hard hitting. You got to wonder how much of that will be picked up here into this third quarter.
Not only that, we saw some jawing. I mean, that last drive for Newton County backed up 15 yards before it even starts because of some not sure what was said, but it earned an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
First down and 10 for the Cougars on their own 22. Hands off. No, keeps it back out. And he's got some open running room to the 40. Midfield, 45, 40, 35, 30. He gets tackled from behind. That was Cooper Luke. Made a touchdown-saving tackle from behind. He just got behind the defender, and he took off.
Yeah, that was one of those. The only person who could bring him down was the defensive back, and he was able to break that tackle and pick up an extra about 40, 45 yards there, Lee.
Deepest part of the field that they've been in all night. They are at the 26-yard line of the Knights. First down and 10 for the Cougars. Once again, moving left to right. Towner in shotgun formation has a receiver to the left. Throws to that receiver, number 3, makes the connection, about an 8-yard gain. It's going to be stopped about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. That was Byron Pruitt. Receiver for the Newton County Cougars.
Yeah, in these passes, these are timing routes where the quarterback knows where he's going with the ball before the ball is even snapped. That time, just a quick, about a 5-yard out route, and able to pick up a couple of more to bring up, like you said, Lee, a short second down and a long 2.
Ball's at the 18-yard line. Once again, receiver on each side of the field for Towner. Hands it off up the middle, number 1. Nothing there before getting brought down. Loses his helmet, and a flag comes in.
That's going to have to be a face mask. I didn't see it, but anytime the running back's helmet is literally ripped off, oftentimes you can call that a face mask. But as soon as we get the official signal, we'll let you know.
The Cougars look to be going backwards, though, Clint. Normally, if you know you're getting a penalty, personal foul, and it is the face mask against the Knights. And once again, flag on the field, sponsored by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, that's going to bring up automatic first down, but first, and I guess we can call it a first and goal on the 10, Lee?
Looks to be that way. Just now joining us, the Knights have an 18-0 lead coming out of halftime, but one play, the Cougars are set up shop into Knight territory, and after a penalty, have it first down and goal from the 10. One receiver left, 2 to the right for the Cougars. Calls 1 in motion. And quarterback Towner rolls out to his right, now rolling back to his left, trying to find a lane to run in. Finds a little bit of a lane before he hits hard at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, he got stood up and knocked backwards. The clock's still running there before. If you're watching online, you may be saying, why is he running? He got knocked out of bounds. Anytime your progress is stopped in bounds, you get knocked backwards. Even if you get knocked out of bounds, they're going to give you forward progress. And with it being in bounds, the clock still runs.
There is a flag, and it's a personal foul against unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars.
Not real sure what was said or who said it, but again, this game is getting really chippy, not only with some hitting, but that's the second unsportsmanlike taunting. Again, not sure what was said, but that is when you would have had –
and that's tough to do because, once again, you just mentioned it. You had the ball inside the 5-yard line. Now you bring it out. You're at the 19-yard line.
All right, so Coach Clay needs to be the play should have counted as far as the down and distance.
Right.
So this should be second down. The marker is still showing first, but surely it's second down. In fact, I see Coach Clay over there holding up 2 fingers, letting the referees know. All right, and now it is second down. Okay, so good. So second and goal from the 19.5-yard line.
10:05 remains here in the third quarter. Cougars yet to get on the scoreboard, but are threatening here in the third quarter. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. C.J. Towner will hand it off to number 1. He's met there at the line of scrimmage. Minimal pickup there. Number 1 being Kamari Brown. The Knights have really stood strong. Their late flag, this is going to be probably going against the coach against Newton County.
He is on the field complaining about something.
Yeah, this is going to go unsportsmanlike conduct against the coach. I am going to guess here. We've not been marked off. Penalties yardage has not been marked off yet, but sideline warning. So
again, it was against the coach, but each team is allowed 1 warning. The second time that's going to be called, it carries with it a 15-yard penalty.
It's third down goal from the 19-yard line for the Cougars. So here we go. I'm sorry, from the 18-yard line. Ball is just on the outside of the 18-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left for C.J. Towner. does have Brown to his left-hand side. Calls for the snap. There it is. Rolls out to his right. Little flag on the play. And it'll be a false start against the Cougars.
Why don't we do a second, third down and goal from the 23, Lee?
It's actually third down.
Yeah, third and goal.
Okay, I thought you said second.
I did it first, but I think I corrected myself. If not, third down and goal.
Once again, flag on the play. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance agent Chris McDonald.
Referees doing all they can to keep this game in check.
Mm-hmm.
They're not taking a whole lot, but it's still, even with them being willing to throw the flag, trying to stop anything serious before it starts, we're seeing some feistiness.
Cougars moving left to right. Third down and goal from the 23. 2 receivers right, 2 left for C.J. Towner. Calls one of his receivers from the left, going in motion to the right, trying to find a receiver. He may take it himself. He's up to the 20-yard line and near the 15-yard line before getting taken down. He actually got about 8 yards with black jerseys all around him. He comes up jawing a little bit as well.
Yeah, really surprised that didn't pull another penalty, but either way, that's going to be fourth and goal. And the offense staying on the field, which I guess if you're down by 3 touchdowns in the third quarter, it's hard to pass up a goal-to-go situation, even if you are on your own 14.5-yard line. Or,
Well,
sorry,
3 points here,
9-14.
you're still a 2-point or 2-score ball game. But I'm not sure how the kicker is for Newton County. 2 receivers left, 2 right for C.J. Towner. As Brown to his left. They may have to take a timeout and think this one over.
Yeah, the play clock hit 0, so they're going to take a timeout.
Just under 9 minutes left here to play in the third quarter. Once again, Knights lead 18-0. Late flag. We're hold up everything. I believe something was said by number 11 for the Cougars, Landon Huber, and flag was thrown directly at him. And there's going to be a mark-off on this as well. During the timeout, we're going to step aside, see what's going on here. But 8:52 remains here in the third quarter. We'll be back here on Q101.
In sports, the goal is to be the best. The same is true for Alpha Insurance. We work to make every quote, claim, or call a highlight. That's why customers consistently give Alpha high marks for service. Call Alpha and let us help you save on home, car, and life insurance. In Meridian, call Alpha agent Will Sweat at 601-482-2385 or stop by our office at 2340 North Hill Street, Suite A.
Q101, your home for West Lauderdale Knights football.
And once again, welcome back here to the Kingdom, the Knights and the Cougars. The Knights have an 18-0 lead over the Newton County Cougars. However, the Cougars have it 4th down and goal from the 14-yard line of the Knights. Once again, a flag was thrown as the timeout was taken from the Newton County Cougars. As the Cougars were headed to their huddle, an individual must have said something. I'm guessing number 11 for the Cougars, as he was, anytime a person's going to have his hands up in the air, that's probably the recipient of the flag. But they're still talking with Coach Bass about the penalty. The tempers are starting to flare. We talked to you about just a few moments ago, just prior to halftime, a few moments ago, tempers were starting to flare a little bit back then too, and we were wondering how that would affect the third quarter and the rest of the game. It's been ever since the Cougars got it inside the 10, they've been backpedaling a little bit. They're all the way back to the 29-yard line after that unsportsmanlike conduct. 4th down and goal from the 29.
Yeah, that unsportsmanlike conduct, like you said, going against number 11, Landon Huber, junior wide receiver for the Cougars. And what this does is it makes the decision for you. I mean, unless you've got a kicker who can make a 44, 45-yard field goal.
All right, C.J. Towner looking over the field to the right side, throwing right, and overshot his intended receiver. That'll bring up Knights will have the football at the 29-yard line of their own. Once again, that previous flag brought to you by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance agent. We have a slow Cougar to get up as well there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was a high pass. And what happened is the intended receiver for the Cougars, went up and was fully exposed to a shot in the middle of his body and kind of holding his ribs. Not really sure exactly what is hurt. Hopefully just the wind knocked out of him because it was hitting that general area. Mm-hmm. Trainer's checking him out right now. But, yeah, he's up and able to walk off.
Well, this particular drive, first drive of the third quarter, Once again, 8:44 now remains here in the third quarter. Nothing to show from that nearly 3.5-minute drive. You had the one big play that got the Cougars into Knight territory. But after that, they just kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Well, what we're seeing here, and if you coach football, if you ever played football, you've heard it time and time again, you've got to play aggressive, but you've got to have disciplined aggression. And what we're seeing is here is the Cougars, they're losing their discipline. They're saying things, they're taking shots that are drawing flags, and they're killing drives.
Here's the Knights, 2 receivers left, but they'll hand the ball to Caleb Collins just there to the 30, to the 35, and to the 38-yard line. May have even gotten to the 39-yard line. That's going to be close to a first down for the Knights. And
yeah, they're stopping the clock. I believe they're going to call that a first down.
Caleb had I'll have to bring back up my stats to try to get you this. He needed 58 yards. I said that wrong. I thought he needed to get 52. He needed 58 yards to get to 1,300. I'll see exactly where he stood.
He got 10 on that carry right there. But that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 39-yard line.
He'll get the handoff once again. Gets up to the 40, around the 43-yard line.
Solid 4-yard carry, just a straight dive on the right side of that line. Nothing fancy about that run. Good job of the offensive line to kind of exert their dominance there to push the defensive lineman off of that ball. Able to pick up 4 yards, bring up 2nd down and 6 on the 43-yard line.
Caleb had 14 rushes for 60 yards on the ground in the first half alone. So he's got over 1,300 in this game so far.
Sounds like he needs 88 more.
Swings out pass to intercepted Newton County at their own 49-yard line. That went in and out of the hands of Antonio Radcliffe and into the hands of the defender there for Newton County. Second turnover of the night for the Knights.
Yeah, the Cougars are going to take over 1st and 10 on their own 48.5, right on the 49 maybe. So already knocking on the door to get into the other side of the field, into the Knight territory. Not a terrible pass. It was a little bit off, but it was catchable. It was definitely a high pass off the hands of his intended receiver right into the waiting arms of the defensive back, and that is what caused the turnover.
So a minute and 10 seconds later, the Cougars get the ball right back and moving left to right. 2 receivers to the left for the Newton County Cougars. C.J. Towner will put it in the belly of Mr. Brown there, number 1. He comes over here to this near side, gets taken down after getting into Knight territory around the 46, 45-yard line.
Man, he just can't help it. Every time he pops up with that ball, he is saying something to somebody. And it looks like he kind of got warned there. He turned around like, what did I say? I think the ref was giving him a warning there to kind of keep his mouth shut.
2nd down and 4 to go for the Cougars. Once again, they had it 1st down and goal inside the 10-yard line a few moments ago, but penalties knocked them way out of the picture.
Hard count. Good discipline there by the Knight defense to hold their position. I feel like if they pull another personal foul, Coach Bass on the sideline might go nuts.
Mm-hmm. High snap. Gives it off to Brown. Brown gets a 1st down, still on his feet. Gets all the way down to the 37-yard line.
So we're all kind of eagerly anticipating because it looked like there may have been a little bit of a late shove. All flags stay in pockets. 1st and 10 for the Cougars on the night.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
6:35 remains here in the third quarter. Once again, scores 18-0 in favor of the Knights. Knights' points have all come off turnovers. Takeaways, if you want to call them that. 1 receiver at each side of the field for the Cougars. C.J. Towner. No, that's C.J. Towner as far as your quarterback. Does have a new running back to the right-hand side. Going down the right sideline, does have a man open, and no, incomplete pass. Incomplete pass will bring up 2nd down.
Again, a little bit of an underthrown pass allowed the defensive back to catch up. There was some contact there right at the end. Referees calling it incidental contact, no flag. 2nd down and 10 for the Cougars on the Knight 37-yard line, 36-yard. 36-yard line.
That's the thing that going into this game, you knew that the Cougars could pass the football, as quarterback Towner had over 1,400 yards coming into tonight's game. He's looked lethal but just the defenders for the Knights have been right in the pockets of those receivers.
Yeah, they were challenged all week in practice, running step for step with the receivers.
Second down 10, and ball goes right up the middle. Ball comes free, or will they say down? They're going to say down? Yeah. Is it going to be say no, West Lauderdale football?
The referee is pointing to the ground, saying the ground caused the fumble. So that's going to bring up third down for the Cougars on the West Lauderdale 34-yard line.
6 minutes left here to play in the third quarter. Once again, Cougars inside Knight territory. Receiver on each side of the field for Towner. Brown checks back into the game. Brown looks like he might have meant to be. That's going to be an incomplete pass. But Brown, it looked like the quarterback, C.J. Towner, wanted to put it in the belly of Brown.
Well, I think it was meant to be a play-action pass, fake the handoff.
But Browner didn't sell it too much.
No, not at all. He said, I'm just going to pass block. I'm just going to stand here. Receiver caught the pass out of bounds, and it looked like he may have landed on the football. Again, looking like he might have had the breath knocked out of him as he's still on the knees in the field.
Injury timeout. We're going to step aside as well. 18-0 in favor of the Knights. We'll be back on Q101.
This holiday season, don't let the clock tick away. Visit Elite Flooring today. Treat yourself and your home to the gift of elegant flooring. At Elite Flooring, we know the key to a stress-free holiday is planning ahead. Picture yourself celebrating with family and friends on your brand new floors. Our expert team will have your floors ready, transforming your home in no time. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Elite Flooring today and make your holidays truly special. Elite Flooring. Elevate your holidays.
Q101, your home for West Lauderdale Knight football.
Injured young man was number 14 for the Cougars. Kellen Johnson gets up and is able to run back off to the sideline. So probably will knock the wind out of him too, a little bit, Clint, right?
Yeah, that's definitely what it looked like. Just having a hard time catching his breath. Again, was able to bring the pass in, just not able to keep it in bounds, which resulted in a 4th and 7 offense standout on the field when you're on the Knight 37-yard line. It makes sense being down 3 scores here in the third quarter. Why not try to get points?
Right. Towner, shotgun formation, calls for the football, looks to his left, throws left, got his receiver, and couldn't get the number of that guy. That was Brown, I believe.
You got to love the hook and ladder.
Hook and ladder. Didn't we mention that last week?
We did. I mean, why don't we see the hook and ladder more often?
Man,
I love it. But pass caught and immediately pitched to another receiver who's able to run for a first down to the Knight 20. What they got on the 22-yard line, I believe. So 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line of the Knights for the Cougars.
Receiver on each side of the field for Towner. Brown to his left. Towner looks left, throws left, got a receiver, and he makes the connection around the 15-yard line. They're going to call him inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line.
Yeah, Cougars having a lot of success on this drive, putting the ball in the air, which they had a lot of success on the last drive, got it into a to-goal situation, 1st and goal on about the 10 before they just started self-imploding with penalties.
Actually, they'll put it right there on the outside of the 15-yard line of the Knights. Once again, receiver on each side of the field. Looked like early movement against the Cougars. That should back them up 5 yards. Flag on the play.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Sorry, go ahead.
Brought to you by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent.
The referee giving the signals that it's going to be a false start against the Cougars. So go from a 2nd and 4 to what's most likely going to be about 2nd down and 9.
And while it's not the same as what happened earlier, they had it 1st down and goal inside the 10, and the wheels fell off, and they ended up having to go for it around the 30-yard line a few moments ago and came up short. This time, 2nd down 8, 2nd down 9 to go now. Around the 20-yard line. Looking to pass is Towner. Looking right. He's got his receiver, number 11, and incomplete pass. Bring up 3rd down and 8, 3rd down and 9 to go. About 8.5.
Again, just watching these defenders, the defensive backs.
Smart plays, getting those hands up. When they see those receivers' hands go up, that's when their hands go up.
Absolutely. Getting their head, turn around, finding the ball. That one just being overthrown. Nobody was getting that one, but they're basically on the islands out there. Not a whole lot of safety help coming in whenever these wide receivers are spread out that far. So the defensive backs, again, on an island, having to handle everything on their own and doing a good job so far.
3rd down 8 8.5. Towner looking over the field, looking to pass. No, he may take it down and pull it himself. And he gets taken down. Ball will come free. West Lauderdale will take over the football.
No, they're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Okay, but then regardless.
Yeah, arm moving forward there as he was tackled. At least that's what they're going to call. So that's going to bring out 4th and 8.5, I think is what we've been saying. Yep. They're right around the 20-yard line.
Might have to do replay on that and see if that was a Tom Brady move from back in 2000, 2001, whenever it happened.
What was that? The tuck?
Yep.
Yep. Tom Brady.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Shotgun formation for Towner. Towner backpedals, looking to pass to his left. He got his receiver, but is he out of bounds? Or they're going to say he's inbounds. Yeah. How in the world?
Got at least 1 foot down there on the far sideline, right at the line to gain. I believe they're going to say first down. Yep, that's what they're marking first.
Wow, that was an awesome catch from the receiver there for the Cougars.
Needed 8.5, got 8.5. Not a whole lot of extra room, but got what he needed. I believe they're going to mark him down, what's that, right
11
around
yard line.
11 yard, yeah.
It's first down and 10. Cougars continue this drive. Once again, we'll set up by an interception on their own 49-yard line. Find themselves first down and 10 on the Knight 11. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And loses control of the football, and he'll pick it up. Towner will pick it up, and that actually goes forward for him to the 5-yard line, to maybe the 4-yard line. That looked like trouble, but he was able to pick up the football and get a game of about 7-8 yards.
Yeah, 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Still down 18-0 are the Cougars, but they are getting dangerously close to the goal line. 2nd and 3 on the 5 of the Knights.
They're bringing in a power package there right in front of the line. I did not get the quarterback, but he looked like he moved before the snap, and that's going to bring him back. And that's something that, they are shooting themselves in the foot when they get close to that end zone.
Yeah, just, pre-snap penalty there. False start, going to go from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8. But you're right, Lee, that was a very heavy set package.
I could not get the number that played, I guess, Wildcat quarterback. I don't know if you want to call it that, but he came in and got under center and started moving before the snap. And can't do that, right?
No, you can't do that.
I believe that was number 23 that took the snap or tried to take the snap, and he may try to do the same thing again.
Yeah, he is still in there, still at the quarterback position. Nope.
Towner, take the snap, shotgun formation, looking right, throwing right into the end zone. And does he come down with it? Yes, he does. Cougars get on the board with 3:54 left here in the third quarter, 18-6, awaiting an extra point. Cougars fought hard for that football. Cougars fought hard for the touchdown here in the third quarter, didn't they?
They did. They, again, multiple times finding themselves deep in the Knight side of the field, finally able to find pay dirt on that pitch and catch to put points on the board.
Well, your holder will be number 10, which is Bishop Tillman. Kicker will be number 30, Tall Clanton. Awaiting the snap. Snap. Hold is down, kick is up, and looks good from here. 18-7 in favor of the Knights with 3:53 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll be back on Q101.
At Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville now through October 31st, shop for these specials and more. Whole boneless pork loin, $1.99 a pound. 15-ounce ballpark franks, 2 for $9. 3-pound bag of red potatoes, $2.79. 56-ounce Mayfield ice cream, $3.49. 8-ounce Daisy sour cream, 2 for $3. And assorted Betty Crocker cake mixes, 2 for $3. Remember steak night from 3 to 7 on Thursdays at Piggly Wiggly in Collinsville.
Piggly Wiggly.
Can't make the game? The Knights are live on Q101, the app, the Echo, and Q101radio.net.
Well, Newton County gets in the end zone. A touchdown pass from the quarterback C.J. Towner, and they eat into the Knights' lead, 18-7. And this is you don't want to start trading blows now with Newton County, who you don't want to let them back in the ball game, right?
No,
line drive kick's going to come down around the 30, 31, 32-yard line. And the Knights were moving on the football a few moments ago, but threw an interception around midfield. And that's what, of course, the points came off the turnover there. But Cougars right now, once again, Knights lead 18-7. This is got plenty of time in this football game for the Cougars to come back.
Yeah, Cougars here. This will be their second drive of the half.
Knights.
The Knights. First drive ended abruptly in an interception. So here,
2 receivers left. Hand off to Collins. Collins comes to this near side, cuts back to the far side, and gets up to about the 40-yard line. About an 8-yard pickup. Those were hard-earned yards, right?
They were. The play started going left, able to cut back to the right, pick up yardage after finding the seam that the offensive line had created for him. Going to bring up a second down and 2 on your own 40-yard line. And anytime you have second down and short like this, really opens the playbook up, like you just said, Lee.
Second down 2. Caleb Collins with the handoff once again, gets the first down and plus a yard. So Knights will move the chains, and this is what you need to do. You need to take control of this football game, take about a 5-minute drive and put some points on the board and kind of extend that lead again and put some separation between you and the Newton County Cougars.
Yeah, and that's what they are trying to do here. Just kind of, not fourth quarter, so you're not really milking the clock with this lead, but definitely not in any real big hurry.
Definitely don't want to put continue to build that momentum with a quick giving the ball back. We have a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to be a false start against the Knights. That's going to back them up to a 1st and 15.
But you give the ball right back to the Cougars after scoring, and they're going to be on cloud 9.
That is going to be encroachment on the defense, so that's going to be a 1st and 5. I never saw the movement.
Well, I saw the far side judge. He held his hands to his waist, but we've seen that before. We've seen refs before make the wrong call or wrong hand gesture, excuse me. So which is it? I think we're seeing a correction now. It will be encroachment.
So that was encroachment against the offense. Not a false start, that somebody lined up offsides.
So once again, the flag on the play, sponsored by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent.
Typically in that situation, that's going to be one of the wideouts, somebody who's not on the, very close to the ball and having to kind of eyeball exactly where they need to get lined up. And
so first down, 15 to go for the Knights. They are backed up on their own 37-yard line. Caleb Collins with the handoff. Collins still on his feet. He gets about to the 47-yard line. Got about 10 of those yards back. Or, 10 on the carry there. Close to about 8 on the carry, excuse me.
Yeah, that's going to bring up a second down and 6. Yeah, second down and 6 on their own 47-yard line. Or close to the 47-yard line.
2 receivers left. Wide left is Radcliffe. In the slot there is Travion Mosley. Definitely looking forward. I know we have still at least one more game with Radcliffe. Quarterback keeper for KP, nothing there. It's going to bring up third down. He might have even lost a half yard. But
yeah, they're going to credit him with a loss of yardage there. Just a straight quarterback designed run to the right side of that offensive line, and the Cougar defensive players were waiting on him there.
But going back to what I was trying to refer to was Mosley and Gathings, both of those receivers being freshmen. And I know West Lauderdale is a run-heavy offense, but just seeing the quality these two have as freshmen, it's definitely looking forward to watching them over the next few years. Going in motion is Mosley, going to that far side. Getting the handoff is Collins, though, as he is. And the ball comes free. Ball will be going into the hands of Cougars, and the Cougars have got to be on cloud 9. Once again, just got a touchdown a few moments ago. Caleb Collins coughed the ball up as he got to midfield. The ball squirted to about the 47, 48-yard line. Cougars do recover, and once again, setting up shop, great field position on their own 48-yard line.
We were talking about toward the end of the first half how heavily impacted the game had been due to the turnovers that the Knight defense were forcing the Cougars to make, and we're seeing the same thing here. 2 turnovers and 2 drives.
Once again, the Knights lead 18-7, but the Cougars once again taken back over and handoff to Brown. Brown, I think Towner wanted to pull that ball back out, or at least his hand got caught in there somehow. Second down, 8 to go after a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, that ball is going to be marked right on midfield, right at the 50-yard line. So, yeah, I'm not real sure what exactly that play was supposed to be. Maybe just a read option, but you're right. I think his hand might have gotten hung up a little bit. So fortunate for the Cougars to even hang on to that ball.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right for Towner. Towner looks to his right, throws right. He's got his receiver number 11, and then brought down after getting a first down to the 41-yard line. Cougars continue this drive once again after the fumble. Knights have scored all three of their scores off of turnovers. Cougars have scored their only touchdown tonight off of a turnover as well. Same formation for the Cougars. Looked like some early movement against number 11 here, and they will call that. Once again, flag on the play brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris McDonald. That is Landon Huber.
Well, we'll get the statistics for you at the end of the game whenever they're sent to us, but, man, this is a lot of penalty yardage we're seeing by the Cougars. And last drive they were able to work through them, but we've seen their drive stall out as a result of it. And here, anytime you have to play behind the chains, it's a tough ask of your offense. So 1st and 15 for the Cougars on the Knight 47-yard line.
39 seconds remain here in the third quarter. Once again, Knights lead 18-7. Cougars, though, first down and 15 on the Knight 47-yard line. Looking to pass is Towner. He breaks free from a quarterback sack and throws to his left. Got his receiver number 10, makes the connection up to the 37-yard line. Be a pickup of about 10 yards, but to bring up second down and 5 to go.
Yeah, I believe that was Jack Davidson that had a beeline on him. Looked like he may have had him wrapped up, down low around the ankles. Quarterback able to fight through it, find the open receiver to bring up second down and about 5.
If we have a receiver down, still maybe the receiver that made the reception just a few moments ago. I believe he's down on the field. Injury timeout. We'll step aside as well. 18-7 is your score in favor of the Knights. We'll be back on Q101.
You want the best of the best on your team, which is why you should interview a Regions business banker. And don't throw us any softball questions. Ask, what feedback do you get about your responsiveness and personal service? What makes you different from other bankers? We'll also be happy to tell you about our award-winning customer service, but the proof is in getting to know us. Give a Regions banker the opportunity to really wow you. Call 1-800-833-9776 or visit regions.com/interview to get started. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
More Friday nights under the lights with the Knights are here on Q101.
And welcome back to the Kingdom. Once again, game on the line is Region 4 4A Championship. The Knights have an 18-7 lead over the Newton County Cougars. We have an injury timeout to number 10 for the Cougars, Bishop Tillman, receiver for the Newton County Cougars. Once again, the score is 18-7. The Knights lead, but the Cougars, after just getting a touchdown and extra point, are set back up after a fumble recovery from the Knights. And the Cougars have it second down and 5 on the 37-yard line. Handoff to Brown, goes to that far side, and he will get close to those sticks. Looks like he might have gotten a first down. What you got, Clint?
I believe you're right, Lee. They're going to mark him right at the line to gain, waiting on the official signal. And there it is, 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
And the Knights defense held the Cougars to as close to nothing as you could possibly get during the first 24 minutes of play. And that's the last play of the third quarter. I'll finish that statement after this. Guys at home, if you're watching, if you're listening, hold up those 4 fingers because we need your support out here at the Kingdom, all right? Once again, 12 minutes remain. 18-7 is the score in favor of the Knights. We'll be back on Q101.
In life, some things just go together, like a burger and fries and home and auto insurance from State Farm. Combine and save. In Meridian, talk to State Farm agent Chris McDonald today. Located at 4542 Poplar Springs Drive. Call 601-483-7743 for a quote on auto, homeowners, condo, renters, personal articles, business, life, and health insurance. State Farm agent Chris McDonald is a proud supporter of the West Lauderdale Knight football team.
Go Knights!
Hey, we're your West Lauderdale Knight class of 2024, and you're listening to Q101.
Welcome back to the Kingdom. Once again, tonight's game that is on the line, the Region 4 4A Championship for either squad. Knights win, they take first place for the Region 4 4A. Cougars win, they take first place for Region 4 4A. Cougars moving right to left now in the fourth quarter. Towner looking to pass, being flushed from the pocket. And the ball gets taken away. Who is it? Carson Smith just basically takes the football away from the quarterback, C.J. Towner. How about that big defensive play from number 14, Carson Smith?
Cougars had all the momentum at that moment in the game. They had the offense clicking, had been able to work through a couple of penalties, get some first downs. Defense doing well, and then all of a sudden, after another forced fumble, I believe that is the fourth fumble, fifth turnover for the Knights defense tonight, going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights on their own 41-yard line.
Receiver on each side of the field for KP. And off to Travion Mosley. Mosley to the 45. Mosley to midfield. Mosley to the 45. Mosley to the 40. Inside the 40 to the 35-yard line.
Big run there by Travion Mosley. And there at the end, the Cougar defense trying to force that turnover. The shot right on the ball. Great job by Mosley to cover the points of the football. Arm and elbow to cover it up, not to let that ball get knocked out. And that is going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights on the Cougar 35-yard line.
Same formation, receiver on each side of the field. Far receiver is Gathings. Radcliffe to this near side. Handoff, no. Quarterback keeper goes to that far side. KP looking to run up to the 35, 30, 25, out of bounds around the inside the 20. When he can get those legs spread out, he is a force to be reckoned with. And I don't know if there's many people that can stop him.
Yeah, that was one of those runs, go backwards to get forwards. At one point, he was probably 4, 5, 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage before he eventually cut up field to pick up big yardage, force the first down for the Knights.
On the Cougar 17-yard line inside the red zone with 11 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the football game. Knights 18, Cougars 7, pistol formation for KP and the Knights. And Travion Mosley gets hit hard in the backfield, and there'll be a loss, big-time loss, 4-yard loss for the Knights.
Yeah, unable to get the edge. Penetration on the right side of the offensive line. Going to force second down, like you said, Lee. Second down and 14 here for the Knights on the Cougar 21-yard line.
Cooper Luke will spell Gathings. Cooper will be lined up wide right. Radcliffe in the slot to the right. And KP will call out the signal to his offensive lineman in front of him. Second down, 14. Handoff goes left to Travion Mosley. Mosley all the way up to near the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark him down around the 12, so that's going to bring up third down and what are we going to say? Third down and 5, maybe at the 13-yard line, Lee.
Big play here, which would determine. We've had trouble all night putting it through the uprights due to that defense just manhandling, getting in the backfield to block field goals. So you don't want to settle for a field goal. Third down and 5, and you might not have had to. The defense, well, I thought the defense jumped off sides.
Well, they did, but they didn't make contact. We're able to get back on the right side of the line.
Handoff goes to Travion Mosley. Mosley might have a first down.
He's going to be down close to it.
Ball is spotted near the 7-yard line, and that's what he needed to get to.
They're going to say fourth and about, a half a yard maybe?
You know where KP is going. KP more than likely will go under center. Caleb Collins will check in for Travion Mosley. Once again, about a football length away from the first down. Here's KP under center, goes under center, and he will get the first down. Well, I say that. He's up to the 6-yard line, so that's definitely enough for a first down.
Yeah, there's your official signal. First and goal for the Knights on the Cougars' 6-yard line.
Once again, 9 minutes, 20 seconds remain. It'll be first down and goal from just outside the 5-yard line. Two receivers right.
That play is blown up in the backfield. Handoff to Caleb Collins with a shooting defensive player into the backfield. It's going to bring up second down and goal. They may have marked him down for a loss of 1. I believe they got him at the 7-yard line. Yep. Second and goal.
Second and goal from the 7. Two receivers right. They're definitely bleeding this clock as much as possible. Now down to 8 minutes, 40 seconds. Handoff. Goes to Collins. Collins breaks inside to around the 4-yard line after initially going to the outside.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and goal here. They had 4th and goal on the 4 back in the second quarter and elected to go for it and picked it up on a jet sweep. I believe Mosley.
Travion Mosley.
Yeah. Again, 3rd down and goal here on the 4. Hopefully it doesn't come to a 4th down play, but it's yet to be seen what will happen then.
Same formation for KP and the Knights. Handoff going to Mosley. Mosley gets down to about the 3.5-yard line, so not much there as he got tripped up.
Do you want to attempt a field goal here to make it a true 2-possession game? Or it looks like offense is going to stay out on the field, so they're going to go for it on 4th down and about 4 here again.
I think if you don't get it, you got the Cougars pinned deep in their own territory. I don't know, it's gamble time here.
And you trust your defense. They've played really well all night, forcing turnovers.
Pistol formation for the Knights. And now they'll move Mosley to the right-hand side of KP. KP, quarterback keeper, going to be fighting for that end zone. Does he get in there? He does hit the pylon. He's saying touchdown. That's what you got to do. You got to hit the pylon, right, if you're going to that corner.
You want to make sure the ball is on the inside arm as you cross the pylon.
The touchdown West Lauderdale KP on a 3-yard touchdown run. Late flag. Late flag comes in. That is going
to go against the defense. That's going to be a personal foul. Not real sure what was said, but that looked to be said directly to the official.
And I believe they're going to put the offense back on the field. Or is this going to be marked off on the extra point?
You get the choice. You can either put it as a half distance on the extra point, or you can take it on the kickoff.
Well, now it's a 17-point advantage now. You'd make it a 19-point advantage if that would be the case. If you put the ball, you're only gaining a yard and a half, right? If you do elect to get it and take it down, right?
Yeah, but there's a big difference in having to pick up 2.5 or 1 yard.
Right. Still have yet to receive. There we go. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Newton County Cougars. That will be enforced on the kickoff.
So rather than kicking off from the 40, you'll be kicking off from the opponent's 45-yard line.
Levi Grader is your holder. Cooper Luke, kicker, waiting for the snap. There it is. Hold is down. Kick is up and blocked once again. Blocked once again. You've got to figure out what's going on there, right?
Yeah, and in case you're wondering, in high school football, the block cannot be returned, so that's immediately blown dead by the officials. But you're right. We've had 3 extra point attempts and 3 blocked extra point attempts.
So the Knights will take a 24-7 lead. 7:14 remains here in the football game. We'll be back on Q101.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Q101, your home for West Lauderdale Knights football.
Welcome back to the Kingdom as the Knights have extended their lead 24-7. Yeah, we were talking earlier about the extra point attempts. That left-hand side has they're basically swimming through the offensive line to block every single extra point we've attempted.
Yeah, the Cougars obviously have seen something in the film preparation this week, and
which means somebody else has seen it.
Yeah, so this will have to get fixed next week.
Well, the kickoff due to the penalty. Does it get in those uprights? No, not quite. Almost. Cooper Luke kicking from the Cougar 45-yard line due to the personal foul penalty a few moments ago and almost put it through the uprights. But the Knights, once again, extend their lead. All points tonight from either squad. I'm sorry. Yeah, take that back. All points tonight.
You will find a huge selection of used furniture, lamps, and home decor items, plus so much more. New inventory is coming in every week. If you are looking for a new mattress set, king or queen, Family Flea Market has them in stock. Also, be sure to shop for your favorite floor coverings. Family Flea Market, where your family matters.
More Friday nights under the lights with the Knights are here on Q101.
Welcome back. The Knights have a 24-7 lead. 7 minutes remaining here in the football game. The Cougars have the football at their own 19-yard line. Second down and 11. Second down and 11, moving right to left. Two receivers to the right, two to the left for C.J. Towner, your quarterback for the Cougars. Does have it back to his right. Towner being flushed in the pocket, and he will go down. Guess who? Number 14 took the ball away from the last drive. Carson Smith, quarterback sack, number 18 for the year.
Yeah, after that sack, that's going to bring up.
Tackle for loss, number 18, not necessarily quarterback sack.
Was it a designed run, or he dropped back at first?
No, I'm talking about he's had.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you, because I'm pretty sure that was a sack. And after that sack, that's going to bring up third down and long, third down and 12 here for the Cougars. Again, playing behind the sticks.
Should be his 10th sack on the season.
And this is a situation where, with it being right at 6 minutes left to go in the game, down big by 17, I mean, I don't know that there's a situation where you're not going to go for it here.
C.J. Towner hands the ball off to Brown, comes to this near side, and Jack Davidson just manhandles Brown around the 13, 14-yard line.
It's going to bring up fourth down and long after another. That's going to be another 3-yard loss. So they are going to send the punt team out there. I guess when you're on your own 15-yard line on a 4th and 15 situation, you got to get rid of the ball. And at this point, when the Cougars do, or when the Knights do get the ball back, it's going to be a let's milk the clock situation here. Who is that? Is that Mosley back there to return the punt?
C.J. Mosley, yes.
He's standing on his own 45-yard line. The punter for the Cougars standing on his own goal line.
There's the snap. Punt is away. High hanging punt. Mosley's not going to have a chance to return this as he has put up his hand in the air. The ball will sail all the way down to the 45, 44-yard line. We're going to try to get some information on this. I just noticed something. Hunter Moore, number 27, one of the most animated guys on the football team, one of the most powerful men on the football team. He is in a sling with his right arm, and he's got his uniform off, which signifies a pretty significant injury to his right arm. So we see him right here around the 45-yard line. Try to get some information before the game is up. There is a penalty on the field. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're backing it up. And I did not see the signal, but that looked to be a penalty against the Knights, and they're going to spot the ball on the 35-yard line.
Flag on the play, once again sponsored by Chris McDonald, State Farm Insurance Agent.
So offense on the field for the Knights, again, starting this drive, 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Just under 6 minutes, or right at 5 minutes, I guess, now left to go in the game. 24-7 lead for the Knights here over the Cougars of Newton County.
Going in motion is that number 3? No, that's Travion Mosley. Number 6 gets all the way up to the 43, 44-yard line. Fans wanted a flag on that as he was kind of swung around immediately whenever he got out of bounds.
I was going to say, I think they wanted the flag. You hear the whistle where he steps out of the bounds, and then you're right. I like the no call there, even though it would have benefited the Knights. I don't think it was a blatant late hit, tackle out of bounds, so I dig the no call. But that is going to bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Knights here on their own 43-yard line, having to get to the 45. And they are just milking this clock.
Mm-hmm. Way the snap, hands off to, I believe that's, I couldn't tell if that was Mosley or number 4, Collins.
I believe that was Mosley. No, that was Collins. But he picked up the yards needed. 2nd down and 2, picks up 4. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 for the Knights on the Cougar 40, almost 47-yard line, not quite.
Down to 4 minutes left remaining in the football game. Once again, the Knights lead 24-7. 2 receivers to the left for KP. KP hands off to Caleb Collins to the midfield, crosses over in Cougar territory around the 49-yard line.
See, this is when I'm most impressed by Caleb Collins, the yards that he's picking up. Now he's not picking up massive chunks, but everybody knows a handoff is coming. Yep. Most likely up the middle, just trying to drain the clock. And even though they're stacking the box, even though everybody knows who's getting the ball and most likely where it's going, he's still picking up positive yards.
Same formation for the Knights. Collins with another handoff. Collins all the way to the 46-yard line to pick up 3, bring up 3rd down and 3. Once again, the Knights will have a home game next week in the first round of the playoffs, and barring a miracle comeback by the Cougars, will win Region 4-4A, and will take on the winner, I believe the winner of South Pontotoc versus Byhalia. The loser remains out of the playoffs.
Play clock down to 15 seconds here.
They're down 3 to go. Once again, 2 receivers right for the Knights. Hand off to Collins. Collins gets the first down and more to the 45, to the 35, to the 35.
And that is going to, again, not wanting to jinx it, but that's essentially going to lock the game up at this point. It doesn't look like the Cougars are going to start taking their timeouts. And with that being said, they're essentially just going to run the play out here.
Nearing 2 minutes left. This clock is all inside 2 minutes now. 2 receivers right. Handoff. Come to Travion Mosley. Mosley gets clothesline there at the line of scrimmage.
He's still able to fight down and pick up positive yardage. I think they're going to give him credit for a 1, maybe 2 yard pickup. No, just a 1 yard pickup there. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9. As this clock down to 1:40 seconds and a 17-point lead for the Knights, leading 24-7. And like you've already told them, Lee, this win brings them to a region championship, first one in 2 years since 2021.
Since 2021.
Guarantees home field advantage next week and with a win the week after. So
2nd down and 9. Mosley still in the football game. Mosley all the way up to the 30-yard line. Inside the 30s, look at the pile. Just get pushed all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Going to get really close to another first down. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 1, I believe. 3rd down and 2.
Under a minute now. Under 60 seconds.
If they choose to, they're going to be able to milk this clock down to about 20 seconds. And if Newton County doesn't take a timeout, they should only have to run one more play. And it doesn't look like they're going to take any timeouts.
2 receivers right.
Definitely been a hard-fought game by both teams. Defenses have played well.
Travion Mosley with a handoff inside the 25, inside the 20. Around the 18, 19-yard line. Should be the last play of the football game. Knights 9-1 on the season. Knights also 4-0 in Region 4-4A play. Will take home the Region 4-4A championship with a 24-7 victory over the Newton County Cougars. Cougars, not a bad job, still number 2 in District 4-4A. Both will have a home field game next week in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs. Once again, Knights big winners over the Newton County Cougars, 24-7, and better yet, they are Region 4-4A champions of 2023. We'll be back with a post-game show being brought to you by Family Flea Market, as well as Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union and Regions Bank. Coming your way next here on Q101.
Show your West Lauderdale spirit while benefiting the school with a School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. Go Knights! Use your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card as a credit transaction, and for every signature purchase, the Citizens Bank will donate 5 cents to the school. Boost your school spirit with every purchase by using your West Lauderdale School Spirit debit card from the Citizens Bank. See Mike Shelby and the staff in Collinsville at the Citizens Bank, or call 601-626-7608. Member FDIC.
With the clock on the scoreboard reading all zeros, let's send it back out to Lee and Clint one final time for their thoughts on tonight's game and a brief preview of next week's matchup on your official post-game show, fueled by Regions Bank, Family Flea Market, Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union, and your home for West Lauderdale Knights football, Q101.
Welcome back here to the Kingdom. Once again, the Big Knights, the winners of the Region 4-4A championship tonight with a 24-7 victory over the Newton County Cougars. And the Knights, their 9th district championship over the history. Had one in 1983, 1984, 2005, 2009, 2015, 16, 18, 21, and now in 2023. to get their 9th district championship. And under Coach Brock Clay, it's his 3rd since becoming head coach from back in 2017. Actually, if you want to go back to it, he was defensive coordinator back in 2009. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 district championships while Coach Brock Clay has been here at West Lauderdale. Once again, winners over the Newton County Cougars, and we did find some information. Hunter Moore suffered a collarbone. What they believe, this is not good news at all. You hate it for anybody, especially a senior, especially a leader like Hunter Moore is. But what they believe, now this is not official yet, but they believe it's a broken collarbone for Hunter Moore. So we did not receive good news, but if you're looking at the stream on West Lauderdale Athletics on YouTube, Hunter Moore is actually right there in the middle, getting people riled up. And I had a chance to talk to him yesterday before I did the coaches interview with head coach of the Knights, Brock Clay. But I got a chance to talk to Hunter Moore and how he just gathered. He actually said Tuesday was a bad practice for the West Lauderdale Knights football team, and he gathered the seniors or gathered some of the players around in the locker room and just said, we're not going out this way. We're not practicing this way. We're not playing this way. And what a great leadership quality he produced there Tuesday when I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. But just hated to hear that news. Hunter Moore, once again, number 27, in a sling right there in the huddle. But what we believe is a broken collarbone, or what the coaches believe is a broken collarbone. So get well wishes going out to him. Really would love to have him on the football field, but that's some pretty bad news for the West Lauderdale Knights. Good news is Region 4 4A champions with a 24-7 victory over the Newton County Cougars. And I believe you have some information on who we may actually be facing.
Yeah, Lee, like we've already been talking about, we believe the Knights will be playing the winner of the Byhalia North Pontotoc game happening right now, and I just had that score.
What'd you do with it?
It went away. I don't know what happened.
Knights had an 18-0 lead going into halftime or coming out of halftime. Newton County, though, would get a 9-yard touchdown pass and eat into the Knights' lead, 18-7. Cougars actually had some pretty good things going until Carson Smith took the football away from the quarterback, and the Knights would get all their scores tonight coming from turnovers. And what an outstanding job. Caden Peoples' 3-yard touchdown run there in the fourth quarter would extend the Knights' lead 24-7, and Knights would be able to go in victory formation just a few moments ago. But once again, 24-7 victory for the Knights. 48 rushes for 227 yards on the ground for the Knights, 6 receptions for 30 in the air. As far as the flip side of that, the guys there in the white jerseys had 26 rushes for only 59 yards, Clint. 26 rushes for 59 yards, 12 receptions for 132 in the air. Of course, the Knights, once again, big time on the ground, 227. We'll see what Caleb Collins did. How about 25 touches for 115 yards? 25 for 115. He had 1242 coming into tonight. That puts him well over 1,300.
Oh yeah, right around 1,350.
Yep, and
over 1,350.
Let's see. Travion Mosley had a 70-yard game, 13 rushes for 70 yards. Caden Peoples 10 for 42 on the night. On the flip side of that, number 2 for Newton, I believe we have this wrong. Number 42. He's got down here number 42 for the Cougars. Got 22 yards on 2 rushes. Number 1, their bell cow, Kamari Brown, had 13 rushes for only 22 yards. A lot of those runs that he had got negated because of the tackles in the backfield. So that's pretty much your output as far as your running backs for the Newton County Cougars. What other scores we got real quick as we look at the Elite Flooring scoreboards?
All right, I was finally able to find it. Like we said, North Pontotoc.
South Pontotoc.
The Cougars of South Pontotoc, the other Cougars of South Pontotoc, hosting Byhalia Indians tonight. Winner makes the playoffs with locking in the 4th seed, and whom we will play here next week. South Pontotoc comes away with a 14-6 victory over Byhalia. Therefore, South Pontotoc, the Cougars, come in here next Friday, not Thursday, next Friday night here for Game 1 of the playoffs.
How far of a drive?
They're north. Let's see real quick, and I can tell you exactly.
Once again, this is your post-game show being brought to you by Regions Bank, Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union, and Family Flea Market. Once again, Knights winners of Region 4-4A. That is their 9th district championship in their history. What you got? How far is it away?
From right here, if I'm driving, and this is not riding the yellow dog, this is not on the school bus, so if I'm driving, it is 2 hours and 43 minutes according to the good people of Google Maps. So let's assume at least a 3-hour drive on a yellow school bus. So it's going to be a little bit of a trek for South Pontotoc. Glad we're not having to drive up there.
Right. And if we win, if the Knights do win the first round, they'll get another home game immediately following that, second week of playoffs. We'll have to go further into that crystal ball to see the bracket on that, but we'll get you that information next week. Once again, the Knights 24, Cougars 7. Any last thoughts about tonight's game?
Just a hard-fought victory, and we've seen this all year. Our Knights have played hard, played tough. The only real blemish on the record so far with a 9-1, that one loss coming against 7A powerhouse Germantown, and playing hard against them. And it was a one-score game into the second half before they finally began to pull away. So it's been by anyone's standards a successful season to this point. But truthfully, this is not the goal. This is a goal.
All right, we're going to go ahead and head back to the station. But once again, winners of the Region 4-4A Championship, the West Lauderdale Knights, will be back here in action at the Kingdom next Friday night. Once again, congratulations to the Knights, 24-7 victors over the Newton County Cougars. We're going to wrap up the post-game show, once again being brought to you by Family Flea Market, as well as Meridian Mutual Federal Credit Union and Regions Bank. For Justin back there at the station, thank you very much. For Aaron sitting back to my left and pushing all some buttons in here. I don't know what you do, Aaron. You just always hanging around me. Important things, he said. For Clint, coloring in the pictures, I'm Lee. We'll see you next Friday night, 6:30 for playoff action here on